Well, we'll get into the snow delays and all of that garbage. Coming up, mainly it's to the south, right, where it's kind of a little bit on the nasty side. Maybe, Davey, you're going to run. How are you going to do this? You're going to run it from in there? Andrew's off today.
No, I'm going to run it from in here.
Okay. All right, whatever you do.
And then when you need me, I'll just come back in.
You know, Davey, whatever you want to do.
We always need you, Davey.
Jeff Manasi is in this morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. I wish the weather was nicer.
I hate this weather.
Yeah. So, personal story. Yesterday, because it's coming, right?
It's coming.
And it's going to be worse than this.
Although, unfortunately, I really think the whole warming trend we've had has left us with this thought, maybe this year it'll be in the 60s.
Yeah. No,
right?
you're right.
It gives you that false hope that you probably shouldn't have.
So I was talking to myself yesterday, as I like to do.
You said self?
Self? You knew this was coming. But so I started to get yesterday, I try to wear sneakers whenever I can, right? It's more comfortable. I feel like I get better grip than with these work boots that I have in particular. And yesterday at 11 o'clock in the morning, I step into a puddle as I step off the truck. So you got a wet foot for the rest of the day.
So for those that aren't following, Jeff has left radio for a life of no stress.
Adventure.
An adventure. And he delivers, and you're coming up on peak season here. He delivers for one of the big carriers, your FedEx.
Yes. So in that world, we have hit peak season. And
already.
So I was kind of, walking around yesterday with a wet foot most of the day, and I was like, why didn't you wear your boots? And guess what? This is going to be coming. You're going to deal with this every day. And I started to have memories of last winter, which really wasn't much of a winter. So my point being, I had hoped in my mind, you know what? Maybe we can get to mid-December before we get our first significant snowfall, fingers crossed. And I know for, I think, much of the area, at least the last forecast that I saw was, we weren't getting it's a winter weather advisory, but we weren't getting any accumulating
now, if you're to
snow.
the south, we'll get to these delays. If you're to the south, they got that's the significant snowfall.
So
6-7 inches.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean there's snow on the ground.
All right, so I'll just quickly mention this. Can I do that, or is it sponsored?
Sure. No, I have no idea.
Cherry Valley closed.
Yep.
Edmiston closed, Hamilton closed, Madison closed, Morris Central closed. We have a 2-hour delay for Brookfield with no morning pre-K, no morning BOCES. Same deal for Morrisville Eaton and Sequoia Valley, 2-hour delay, no morning pre-K, no morning BOCES. Sherburne Earlville is closed. Waterville is on a 2-hour delay, and SUNY Morrisville opening at 10 this morning.
You'll notice the trend there to that Route 20 corridor for the most part. Okay, let's talk about a few things last night. The Browns but Davey, did anybody pick the Browns to win?
Nobody picked the Browns.
We have an NFL pick'em contest that we've been doing, and nobody picked this to happen.
To the end zone goes Chubb. Touchdown Browns. Look at this crowd. Nobody's left.
The snow came down, and it was snowing. It was snowing hard. The game was,
So Carter and I did some Christmas decorating, and I have to say my favorite little person in the world celebrated a birthday yesterday. Not you, Bill.
That's right. Our birthdays are on the same day.
Yes. So we had done this week some Christmas decorating. So it was. As much as I would like to put off winter as long as I possibly can, it was nice. It had that feel with all the snow, and I had the Christmas tree lit and everything. So it was a nice atmosphere to watch a game. But Al Michaels there, do you ever hear some of the things he says? He's I think
he's getting a little...
Joe Biden.
He's getting a little old.
Yeah. And, he says right there with 13 seconds left in the game, touchdown, look at the crowd. Nobody left. I just
not a significant thing that you would normally point out.
Yeah, with 10 seconds
Look at
left
the
in the
crowd.
game.
Everybody's covered in snow. That I might be okay with.
It was a 1 or 2 point, maybe it was a 6 point game, I guess, before they scored. But it was an interesting game because all of a sudden, Winston, scores a touchdown, and they go up 18-6, and I'm like, I think this game's over. And then Pittsburgh scores, bang, bang, within 90 seconds, twice. And then they had the lead right until the end there. They gave the ball up, and Cleveland got the ball with, I think, under 2 minutes left and gets the touchdown. So it's that rivalry game, an 8-2 and a 2-8, and it's probably one of the best games of the year.
I did my best to stay up, and I fell asleep. And we went to I try to avoid the birthday thing, and so my wife and I went to dinner, but we traveled. There was a new French restaurant that opened in Syracuse, so we traveled out to that. Called Touché. And as we were leaving, I said, we weren't all that impressed. And the bartenders were walking out said, touche. Well, we weren't overly, they had really great cocktails. But touche.
It's tough when you say about a restaurant. They had great cocktails.
Yeah. The cocktails. And Davey, I know you're running around. Go get the phone, and I wanted to ask you. Syracuse last night, the Syracuse basketball game. Mike this morning, and I'll paraphrase, said earlier before we even got started, and I will paraphrase, said that this team is going to be unpredictable this year, the Syracuse team. They're going to win games that you don't expect them to win, and they're going to lose games that you expect them to win. And last night was one of those where I thought they were going to get blown out. They were down by 16 points. Then they come back, but they made a couple. This is an inexperienced team, I'm afraid, or at least they're playing inexperienced. Like Davey, a quick comment on this because I know you saw the game. That right at the end of the game, here they are. I mean, they're competing. Like I think they're going to win this game, and they end up throwing the ball out of bounds. But then. Who'd they play again?
Texas.
Yeah, Texas came back. They threw the ball out of bounds. So it was sloppy, but it's a game that I didn't expect Syracuse to really be in.
I really thought they were going to get blown out. They were down, like you said,
too.
16. I didn't watch the first half because I was at a dinner last night, and I got home to watch the rest of the second half.
Tomorrow's Syracuse football will be interesting to this team is playing better than I thought they were going to play.
So Syracuse is playing tonight on ESPN.
Oh, it is tonight
against Texas Tech for third place.
Okay.
And Texas will be playing St. Joe's later.
Syracuse basketball is playing tonight. Syracuse football plays tomorrow. All right, I want to, and we'll talk more about all of that coming up. Ryan Schmelz, latest on President-elect Trump's cabinet nominees. And Ryan, good morning. Thanks for coming on. And Gates with I guess, would we call this a surprise announcement? I'm backing away. I'm getting out.
Well, it felt surprising.
It did. I felt, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it depends on who you ask. There were some people certainly in the Senate who felt that it was a surprise. Others who didn't. I can remember exactly where I was when it happened. Chad Perkram and I were actually getting ready to film. We were in the middle of recording our podcast for the weekend, and I pretty much had to interrupt Chad and be like, Chad, you need to check your email.
Yeah.
Like, you need to check your email right now. I think Gates is out. And then next thing you know, Chad just completely just has to get on TV, and I've got to go run downstairs, and I've got to put up the script so we can get the story updated. It came out of nowhere, and it certainly was something that sent shockwaves across the hill.
Yeah, because I kind of have the feeling the way Gates has been, he was going to be like, and you've got President Trump who's still making phone calls on his behalf. But I feel like maybe what happened, and this is just a hypothetical, I do feel like maybe Republican leadership was like, okay, we're going to cut a deal. We're going to keep this ethics report quiet and sealed, and you're going to remove yourself from the process. As long as you remove yourself, we're going to make sure this thing never sees the light of day. So, I mean, that's a theory. It's possible, I guess.
Yeah, I think there's two things with that. Number one, I think when you look at Gates' statement, I think that there is a lot of accuracy with what he is saying is the reason why he did it, and why that was the reason why. I think he seems like that's definitely one of the big reasons, which is his justification is that he was becoming a distraction to the work that the Trump transition team was trying to do.
Yes,
and I think he is very right on with that, because these hearings would have been, they would have been primetime television, I think a lot of people. So, and look what happened. I mean, almost just a few hours later, Trump picked somebody who I think Pam Bondi, the former Attorney General of Florida, is probably not going to have an issue getting confirmed.
Yeah.
I think there will be some people. I think definitely the Democrats will hone in on her work when it comes to President-elect Trump's attempts to overturn the 2020 election or contest the 2020 election. And there may be some Republicans who have issues with that, but I don't think that's going to be enough to stop her from getting confirmed. So I think he picked somebody that the party can unify around now, and likely will unify around now. But number two, the big talk now is what happens with the ethics report. The Democrat who is sponsoring a resolution that would force the release of it still wants it released. But Michael Guest, the ethics committee chair, says that now that Gates is no longer a nominee and no longer a member of Congress, that the ethics report should probably go away and not be released.
Yeah. And that probably, I would imagine, will end up happening. The other thing that's interesting about this is Gates was a welcome distraction for some. Dr. Oz, Linda McMahon. So now, now that he's gone, the focus can be on a couple of other nominees that are a bit out in left field. That I think that not just Democrats, but a few Republicans will focus on.
Yeah, and I think that the Pete Hegseth nomination, it was going to be the one that probably got the most attention because just of how important the Department of Defense pick is, and just how out of left field his selection was.
Right.
From what I understand and from what we saw yesterday, it looks like he had a pretty successful day on the Hill, I'd probably say, in terms of because what was different from his visit compared to Gates' visit is that I felt like a lot of the people Gates visited with were people that probably were going to support his nomination no matter what.
Right.
So the ones that Pete Hegseth met with yesterday included Roger Wicker, who is the Republican chairman of the Armed Services Committee, or incoming chairman, as well as some other folks that may have been concerned, maybe. But the people who met with are people who are going to be key to getting him confirmed and getting more Republicans on board. And it looks like so far he had from what I heard, pretty good visits with them. So he seems like he's moving in the right direction, but there's still a lot in his history that he's got to address. And there's still just a lot we don't know about him. So that's still an uphill climb, but I think so far he's off to a good start.
All right, interesting stuff. I think you're absolutely correct. It was, I would say, none of us saw the Gates announcement coming. At least, unless you're somebody that's somehow on the inside. I don't know how you'd be predicting it. So, all right, interesting stuff. As always, we appreciate it. And Ryan Schmelz, have a wonderful weekend. And did I pick? I think I picked Baltimore. Go Baltimore this weekend.
Yeah, hey, that was a good game last night.
It was. It was good to see Pittsburgh go down. I kind of enjoyed that. All right, good.
The Ravens needed that.
Yes, good stuff. Have fun. Thanks. Enjoy the weekend.
Hey, you too. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Manasi, how does it feel, though, to be, I know you're listening to the radio as you're driving, but as I'm watching you over there, there's almost a smirk on your face like, I don't even pay attention to this crap.
Look, I'll tell you what. I think it's a very healthy thing. I found it to be very healthy. Last time I was here, I made a comment that someone kind of said to me, I can't believe you feel that way now or something like that. But I feel like 90% of what I see on the, quote, news, and I'm talking about both sides. I think both sides are absolutely guilty of this. It's propaganda. it's not what happened. It's what my take is on what happened. And I'm not talking about like the 6 p.m. news. I'm not talking about that. But all the shows are so in the bag for one side or the other. You don't get a straight shot from anybody.
I don't think it has been as like I on cable news. These shows, there are some journalists on cable news, but for the most part, the big shows that everybody watches are all opinion, and I really haven't seen it so much in the bag for one side or the other as much as I've seen it now. Like Fox News, there's just no doubt they were rooting for Trump.
Yeah,
and go over to CNN or MSNBC, and they were rooting for Harris. I mean, it was. And you're right. It's almost like watching the campaigns put out their garbage that is only half true.
And a microcosm of that is I know it's MSNBC.
Well, it is for now.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm struggling with her name. She was the former press secretary. Redhead.
Yeah. What's her name? I can't remember her name. But
Jen Psaki.
Thank you, Psaki. How can I forget that? Circle back Psaki. That's what I knew her as for years. And then on the other side, you got McEnany, Trump's former, and she's on Fox. Mm-hmm. Like it's all, and this has gone on for years too. And we had talked about this even a couple of years ago. But like, if you watch one side or the other, there's several different hosts and there's several different programs, but they have certain buzzwords. It's like they get the talking points. Right?
Absolutely.
So you say this was a demented move, and then the other one says it was kind of demented. Like they act like it just hit them in the head to use this particular term.
Yeah. You're absolutely right, and it is.
It's unhealthy, I think.
You got to. You really have to work to try to get a middle side, the real story, and sometimes you got to go to several sources to kind of find have some comfort in saying, I think I have the full story here.
The other thing is, I feel like a lot of these people, they push you to, it's not, look at it from our perspective or this person's perspective. It's, here's why you should hate the other side.
Yeah.
And social media, I think, compounds it.
Here's why, both of them ran headlines. Fox ran a headline that said, South American expert. Why are we quoting a South American expert in our elections? I don't know, but South American expert says America will be no longer if Harris wins. You flip over to MSNBC, and it's like, I don't know, Canadian expert says America will be no longer if Trump wins. So it was all or nothing, and that's where we are, and boy, it is frustrating, but no need to worry. We have another congressional election coming up, and we're going to be smack dab in the middle of that special election right after the new year. Rob McMahon was on Trump's first administration.
Yes,
needs to get rid of the Department of Education and let the states handle it. I disagree with that. I think the Department of Education does a great deal when it comes to a lot more. Your curriculum is still coming out of your states. However, there's a lot of stuff that the Department of Education does, especially with students with disabilities. We're going to be in big trouble if they just wipe this thing out. I'm telling you.
I agree. That's a baby with the bathwater, right?
That's it cannot, this all or nothing crap. Make your modifications. This all or nothing and throw it all out is not the right mentality. But Rob, you and I will disagree. Got a break. Coming up, Willie Waffle is going to take an unbiased look at The Christmas Letter. It's the movie that was starring Chevy Chase and all the other ones, written by a man in Ilion. And most of the scenes, have you seen any of it? You can rent it now.
No.
You can rent it. Most of the scenes, it's on Apple TV. It's on Amazon. You can get it.
You know what? I did
Christmas Letter.
I didn't see any scenes, but I did see it was an option, the Christmas Letter, and it was one of those things where, again, I don't.
You can rent it, or I think for like $8 you can buy it. Anyway, he's going to do an unbiased review. Yeah, that's what I say. Of the movie, and it's coming up at WIBX.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code YEAR to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code YEAR for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code YEAR for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
It's the Kia Season of New Tradition sales event at Destination Kia of Utica.
And we have no money down lease deals on all-wheel drive SUVs.
Lease a brand new 2025 Kia Seltos LX all-wheel drive for just $358 per month for 36 months.
And that's with zero down, zero do-it inception, even sales tax included.
No money down and just $358 per month.
Now that's kooky.
Make that short drive to save today.
So go kooky for Kia at Destination Kia of Utica. Puppies and babies not included.
2025 Kia Seltos LX all-wheel drive. SDK number 25E0318. MSRP $26,550. 36 months, 30,000-mile lease. 20 cents per mile over. $0 due to inception. $0 security deposit. 8.75% sales tax and $650 acquisition fee included in payment structure. $400 disposition fee. 720 plus FICO score. Offer expires 12/2/2024.
AmeriConnect Visa cards from AmeriQ connect you with more features, more benefits, and even greater rewards. Right now, open an AmeriConnect Visa card, and we'll connect you with the lowest intro rate possible for the first 12 months. Plus, qualifying members will earn reward points for every dollar spent. What are you waiting for? Visit AmeriQ.org to apply today. AmeriQ and you. Let's connect. Membership eligibility required. Insured by NCUA.
Get your home ready for the holidays with Adirondack Home Furniture. With free local delivery, sale prices on in-stock items and special orders, and a knowledgeable staff, your home will be ready for the holidays in no time. Adirondack Home Furniture has a large line of quality, USA-made furniture from top manufacturers. Create your dream home for the holidays and beyond with Adirondack Home Furniture. Entertaining this year? Well, entertain in style with a beautiful top-quality sofa from Smith Brothers Furniture. Looking for a new recliner for that someone on your list? They have a large variety of power flex steel recliners and lift chairs in stock. Stop in today to Adirondack Home Furniture and get your home ready for the holidays. Living rooms, dining rooms, bedrooms, and home office, you'll find everything on your holiday list at Adirondack Home Furniture, Riverside Center in North Utica, or browse our inventory online at AdirondackHomeFurniture.com. Adirondack Home Furniture, helping you get your home ready for the holidays.
Lindsey Sterling live, the Snow Waltz Tour. Tomorrow, the Stanley Theater. Celebrate the holiday spirit with an electrifying and visually stunning show. Tickets and VIP packages on sale now at Ticketmaster.com and thestanley.org. Spend the holidays with internationally renowned violinist, dancer, artist, Lindsey Sterling. slpconcerts.net.
This station is brought to you by Tallman's Tire, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
This is Keeler in the Morning, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
All right. Just trying to get everything going here without, the minute we go one person down, and Jeff, thank you for coming in, but we would say the same thing about you. The minute one person is down here, you rely on certain things, everything turns to craziness.
Yeah, two people running between studios.
Yeah, Davey's running all over, working up a sweat. Holy moly. Stop the music. Thank you. And here is the man, Willie Waffle, for streaming, for movies, series that are out there, all that stuff. He is the man. Good morning, Willie Waffle.
And general life advice from an old man.
Yeah,
That's what I'm also here for. Yeah.
It has been helpful. I mean, oftentimes I think about, how should I handle this life situation? And I luckily have Willie's phone number and call him in the middle of the week, and he gives me great advice.
And then you do the opposite, which is probably the best idea in all of the land.
Listen, that's how I've been winning all of my football picks here. It's it's amazing. All right. Although who would have picked Cleveland to win that game last night?
Oh God, you're killing me. Oh God. Okay, so you know I'm a Steelers fan.
Yes,
okay?
I know.
So I'm watching the game. I'm dying. The Browns are just running all over them. The offense can't get going. T.J. Watt has decided like it's snowing too much, so I don't even know what he's doing. And then they give me hope. Then they have this amazing comeback.
But it's not enough.
It's not enough. Let me just get this off my chest, okay? Anybody who watched the game last night knows where I'm going with this. Why is Justin Fields, the guy who he's not even good enough to be the starter on the team, they bring him in all these like running situations, and on third down, when you need to kill clock time, they've got him throwing 20 yards downfield. They didn't trust him to throw 20 yards downfield when he was starting earlier this year.
I don't understand that. I've seen it happen in other games as well. It makes no sense. I wasn't there for that last night because I fell asleep. But I do feel your pain.
You know who was there though?
Who was there?
The fans were still in the seats.
The fans were still in the
Michaels
seats.
Nailed the call. Touchdown! The fans are still here.
He must have just felt because of the snow, everybody would leave. I don't know. He's getting older.
Not in Cleveland, man. In Cleveland,
oh yeah.
That crowd was having more fun last night than any crowd ever should legally be allowed.
I agree.
They were having a blast.
All right, I have a lot to throw at you. I'm really disappointed. Gladiators 2 is in theaters because I'd like to watch it tonight, and I'm not sure we're going to the theater to see it. What do you think of Gladiator 2?
Oh, I really like it. I think it's one of the best movies of the year.
Wow.
I really do.
Awesome.
It is such a real great thrill. I mean, this is your blockbuster movie. This is your movie that Bill, you're going to have to get out of the house. Okay?
I'm going to have to. All right.
You got to go see this one on the big screen because first of all, if you like the first Gladiator movie, it's basically the same movie. They're kind of following the same beats and the same type of story and the same type of characters. You got Paul Mescal in here. He's playing this mysterious gladiator with a secret past. Oh, and the movie's set 15 years after the last one. Gee, what could be his secret past? What could be the big secret he's holding? Everybody knows what the big secret is. Yeah. And we're going to find out in the movie. I mean, I can tell you now, but I'm going to be nice.
Yes,
I'm going to hold back.
Yes.
And you've got the big spectacles, the big sword fights, the massive battles in the Coliseum. I mean, everything they got in the Coliseum. They got a man riding a rhino. They've got these crazy baboons battling them. And then they fill the Coliseum with water. They drop in some sharks, and they have naval battles for people too. This is big-time movie making. Special effects are pretty good, and the thing that's going to get you, the best part of the whole movie, Denzel Washington. He plays kind of this guy who was a former slave. He found his freedom. He's made riches, and now he's got an agenda. And he is just all Denzel in this movie, okay?
Wow.
Like, it's that confidence, that charisma, that sarcasm. He just brings all of it to this movie and elevates it even further. I'm at 3.5 waffles for Gladiator 2.
Wow. Hold on, Willie. How old is Denzel Washington? Hold on, Willie.
Denzel's like 69 years old now, I think.
Is he that old?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Denzel Washington is 69 years old.
Okay, that was good, Willie. Because Siri knows. You know what that tells you?
What's that?
That's all special effects because we saw what happens once you turn 58 with Tyson the other night. It ain't good.
Yeah.
So
it is.
Tyson should stick to the movies.
he doesn't have a big physical part in this movie.
All right.
He's more of a leader, more of a manipulator, more of a politician, kind of negotiating the back alleys, if you will.
Okay.
So he's not doing a lot of that. Thank God, because I'm with you. At 58, Tyson couldn't do it. Denzel couldn't do it.
There's no
69.
way. That's right.
But it's great to watch him acting for as long as he's going to keep doing it.
I know.
Right now, seems like 10 more years.
I agree. He looks pretty darn good for 69 years old.
And then he's going into politics after that.
Yeah, that's what they all do now.
But you know what? That's what living in Hollywood will do for you. And having a lot of money. It's amazing how when you're rich, you can be healthier. Isn't that a shock?
Yeah. Wicked in theaters. What do you think?
It's a fun movie. I think that this is servicing a lot of fans, to be honest with you, and that's not a bad thing. It's an entertaining movie. It's a very interesting movie. I mean, listen, it's 2 hours and 40 minutes. Okay, you're committed for a pretty long time, and I will say I wasn't looking at my phone to see how long I had left. I wasn't really getting distracted. It really did feel like it was moving along at a very good pace. I think the biggest problem with the movie is that it's part one. And that's kind of the sly thing they sneak in on you when you go to the movie. Like, they put the big title up on the screen, Wicked, and then, like, in little letters, it's like, part one. You're like, what? There's going to be another one of these?
Oh, of course.
So we sit there, and we're watching the story of the young Wicked Witch of the West, known as Elphaba, played by Cynthia Erivo, who's great. She's a wonderful singer. She's a great actress. And how she forms her friendship in her younger years with Glinda the Good Witch, played by Ariana Grande. And I never thought I would say this in my life, but I'm going to admit it right now. Ariana Grande steals this movie.
Really? It's funny. I had heard somebody the other day say, I will not go to see it because I can't stand Ariana Grande. There's no way she'll destroy the role. And you're saying no, she steals the show.
I think she steals the show. Now, I've never seen the Broadway play, so I'm not going to compare that.
Yeah.
But what I'm going to look at is she creates this character as a wonderfully self-indulgent mean girl. Okay?
Oh, so she's got experience in the role.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
That's funny.
She knows what she's doing here.
All right,
and I think it provides a lot of humor. I'm at like 3 waffles.
Okay.
I never had the emotional lift that I think this movie wants me to have. The musical numbers are great, but I'm not like, dancing and singing and popping out of my chair like I think a lot of the fans are.
Going to be very interesting. I'm gonna try to talk my wife into going out to the theater. I want to see this Gladiator movie. The other one I want to see that's coming out December 26th, I think, is the Bob Dylan movie, and that guy sounds just like Bob Dylan. Have you seen it? It's unbelievable, though, right? He sounds like a young Bob Dylan.
Timothy Chalamet is on the move here, or Chalamet. And he's a very good young actor. I think they're piping in Dylan's music during the singing parts, but it's him speaking as Dylan and acting like Dylan. And I'm interested to see how good it's going to be too. I think you're right. I think it might be precisely Christmas Day that they're going to release it. So we'll have a chance to see that, and I'm keeping my eyes open. It's that time of year where all of a sudden studios like me and provide a little bit more access to movies. So I'm kind of hoping I'll be able to see it over the weekend or something.
You might see it right. It might come this weekend or next weekend. And then Made in Utica, starring Chevy Chase for a very short period of time, but he gets top billing. The Christmas Letter.
Now, it's Christmas time.
It is.
It's a time of love and understanding.
It is.
Forgiveness and reuniting with our family.
Mm-hmm.
And, listen, The Christmas Letter is not going to be the worst movie you'll ever see in your life.
Oh.
Let's rule that out. Listen, it's a smaller production that's trying to do the best it can. The basic story is a good traditional Christmas story, a nice feel-good story that you know exactly what's going to happen, right?
Yes.
This guy, he has this pen pal from England that he's been writing to for years, and every year he gets this Christmas letter where the guy, brags about all the wonderful things happening in his life, and it seems so glamorous and rich and amazing. and our hero, played by Angus Benfield, who can't decide if his character's from Boston, Utica, or London, according to his accent.
Yeah, that's true.
Really, just kind of he wants to do something special. He wants to have a letter that's even better than that guy's next year, but he loses his job. But because he's now obsessed, he takes every money the family has, all the dimes and pennies and savings they have, to try to create the greatest year ever. And of course, it's a disaster every single step of the way.
Yes.
But maybe he's going to learn a very valuable lesson. I'm at 2.5 waffles.
Okay.
It's a decent movie. It's got a nice message. Listen, if you're willing to not compare it to your big blockbusters that are in movie theaters, you're going to go, okay, I was entertained.
It was worth the $4.99 I paid to rent it or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right, Willie.
good.
I expected you to torch it more, so that's wonderful. 2.5 waffles right there. You can rent it, by the way, or own it. It's all over Apple TV.
Prime Videos where I saw it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, all right, Willie. Enjoy the weekend, and thanks as always.
You got it. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you. Willie Waffle. We have news with Jeff Manasi filling in. Start with Fox coming up next.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome,
W295EI,
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
President-elect Trump has a new pick for Attorney General. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
Now Pam Bondi is in and Matt Gaetz is out.
Fox's Alexis McAdams near the Trump estate in West Palm Beach, Florida. Bondi was nominated hours after Gaetz, a former congressman also from Florida, withdrew.
If confirmed, Bondi would lead the Justice Department and set the agenda for federal investigations and prosecutions. This is what Trump had to say about Bondi yesterday on Truth Social. Pam will refocus the DOJ to its intended purpose of fighting crime and making America safe again. I've known Pam for many years. She's smart, she's tough.
Now, controversy still swirls around Gaetz.
Illinois Democrat Sean Casten says the House Ethics Committee report into former Congressman Matt Gaetz should still be made public, even though Gaetz is no longer a member of Congress or nominee for Attorney General. Casten has introduced legislation to force the Ethics Committee to release the report. The investigation looks into allegations of sexual misconduct and illicit drug use.
That's Fox's Ryan Schmelz. A recount isn't changing the results, so Pennsylvania's Democratic Senator Bob Casey is conceding defeat.
I just called Dave McCormick to congratulate him on his election.
McCormick's one of 4 Republicans to flip Democrat seats, giving the GOP a 53-47 Senate majority in the next Congress. North Korea is getting payback for sending more than 10,000 troops to Ukraine to help Russia wage war. A South Korean official says Russia has provided air defense missiles to North Korea, and there are reports Russia has violated UN sanctions, giving North Korea more than 1 million barrels of oil this year. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre says the U.S. will keep sending military aid to Ukraine.
And that is going to make sure they're strengthening their capabilities, including air defense, and put Ukraine in the best possible position on the battlefield.
After Russia attacked Ukraine with a new intermediate-range ballistic missile. Drama near the U.S. Embassy in London on lockdown after a suspicious package was found. British police detonated it with a controlled explosion. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey guys, Donald Trump Jr. here with urgent news. The world's central banks are making unprecedented moves, and it's time to pay attention. In 2022 and 2023, they bought more gold than ever before. And now in 2024, the trend is accelerating. Why? Because central banks have lost faith in the dollar. And in these uncertain times, gold is the ultimate safe haven. If you too are worried about the dollar, I urge you to take similar action by diversifying your IRA or 401k into gold with my trusted friends at Birch Gold Group. To see how it works, get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word PROTECT to 989898. I trust Birch Gold. They provide an easy process to roll over your 401k or IRA into gold without losing your tax-advantaged status. So text PROTECT to 989898. That's PROTECT to the number 989898 to get your free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold.
Message and data rates may apply.
It's outrageous. That's President Biden's reaction to the International Criminal Court issuing arrest warrants for Israel's prime minister and others over the war in Gaza. The president says the U.S. will always stand with Israel, adding there is no equivalence between Israel and Hamas, though Some of our European allies say they respect the court's decision.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his former defense chief Yoav Gallant wanted for alleged war crimes and crimes against humanity. Arrest warrants issued by the Hague-based UN-related International Criminal Court. The purported crimes in the wake of the October 7th Hamas terror attacks on Israel, which triggered the ongoing war in Gaza, like using starvation as warfare and directing attacks against civilians. Israel's response was furious. Hamas was satisfied, remarking, "International justice is with us." Still, the group's military chief, Mohammed Deif, was also accused of murder, hostage-taking, and sexual violence. Israel says it killed him in July.
That's Fox's Greg Palcott. On Wall Street, stocks may fall. The Dow futures been down this morning, the day after the Dow surged up 461 points. On Thursday Night Football, a game in the snow, and the Browns won it.
Cleveland rallied late in the fourth quarter to get by Pittsburgh 24-19. Nick Chubb scored a second touchdown of the game with 57 seconds remaining to put the Browns up for good. Cleveland led 18-6 after Jameis Winston scored his first rushing TD in 3 years. Early in the fourth, Pittsburgh came back with 2 scores. The Steelers went in front by 1 when Russell Wilson connected with Calvin Austin for a 23-yard TD with 6:15 remaining. Cleveland snapped Pittsburgh's 5-game winning streak and improved to 3-8. Bob Mortale, Fox News.
In baseball, Shohei Ohtani caps off his historic and championship-winning season in Los Angeles. The Dodgers star named the National League MVP. He was the first player ever with 50 homers and 50 stolen bases in a season. New York Yankees star Aaron Judge voted the AL MVP. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
WIBX 950 news time is 7:05. This update brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. We will begin this morning with some school closings and delays. We have Cherry Valley closed. Edmiston Central School is closed today as well, along with Hamilton Central, Madison Central, and Morris Central, all closed. Sherburne Earlville Central School is closed today as well. Brookfield is on a 2-hour delay with no morning pre-K or BOCES. Sequoia Valley Central Schools in Morrisville Eaton on a 2-hour delay with no morning pre-K or BOCES. Waterville, 2-hour delay, and SUNY Morrisville will open at 10 this morning. A complete list again on our website at WIBX950.com. 2 people nominated by President Biden for federal judge roles in Syracuse and Utica clearing a hurdle in the U.S. Senate. The Senate Judiciary Committee voted yesterday to move the nominations of former Congressman Anthony Brindisi and Elizabeth Combe to the full chamber. Brindisi was picked by Biden to replace U.S. District Judge David Hurd in Utica. The confirmation votes are not expected to happen until at least next month. An investigation continues into a disturbing threat made against a Jamesville DeWitt Middle School teacher. The female teacher says a 12-year-old male student turned a paper in recently where he claimed that he was going to kill her. There were also drawings of a torture center and a shooting range on that paper. The teacher says she has not been back to work since the incident. The district says it takes the situation seriously and will protect students and staff. A driver accused of being under the influence of drugs and alcohol when she killed someone is headed to trial. 25-year-old Takesha Horge rejected a plea deal for her alleged role in the January death of 59-year-old Gloria Hill. Hill was a passenger in a car that was struck by Horge's vehicle when she sped through a red light at the intersection in North Syracuse near North Salina Street. Horge's trial is set for March. She faces the possibility of decades in prison if she is convicted. Rudy Giuliani appealing a court order to surrender most of his assets to 2 election workers that he defamed. A judge ruled that Giuliani owed the 2 women $146 million. He's been ordered to turn over many of his belongings, including his New York apartment, his Mercedes-Benz, luxury watches, signed memorabilia, and cash as well. And Neuralink, Elon Musk's brain computer chip company, is getting permission to start clinical trials in Canada. The idea of Neuralink is to help paralyzed people control devices with their thoughts. WIBX 950 news time is 7:08. Your Weather Center forecast is brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica, Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
Davey, how do we do this? But hit the hockey.
That does include Madison County. So above 1,500 feet to 2,000 feet, multiple inches of snowfall. Could see some double-digit totals in and around town and along the thruway. Rain and snow. Could see some slushy accumulation in some spots, especially for the first part of the day. Should be mainly rain in the valley locations into the afternoon. High 40 degrees. I'm meteorologist Ray Stijik from the Weather Channel. WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Right now we have snow in the higher elevations, especially to the south, and otherwise we're looking at 36 degrees. School delays are all in the Route 20 corridor to the south of us, and there are closures and delays. The first significant snowfall for them. A little dusting on the ground for us. Otherwise, it's just another day, just another Friday. WIBX News Time is 7:09.
And sports comes to you from the IBEW 43 local sports desk. The Syracuse Orange trailed by as much as 16 last night to the Texas Longhorns. They fought back in a back-and-forth battle, but it was Texas holding on for a 70-66 win in the Legends Classic last night at the Barclays Center. Football action last night, Thursday Night Football, a game you heard right here on WIBX. The fans were still in the stands as the Cleveland Browns came back for a 24-19 win over their AFC North rival, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Nick Chubb rushed for 59 yards and 2 scores to help Cleveland snap a 2-game skid. In some of the top games coming up this weekend, the Colts play host to the Lions. The Packers welcome the 49ers to Lambeau Field. The Seahawks will entertain the Cardinals, and the day will be capped off with the Rams hosting the Eagles coming up on Sunday Night Football. A pair of generational talents taking Major League Baseball's MVP award by unanimous decision. Yankee slugger Aaron Judge earned the AL honors, while Dodgers phenom Shohei Ohtani captured the NL award. Judge edged Ohtani for the award back in 2022 when the Japanese superstar was on the Angels, an American League club. Now in Dodger blue, Ohtani is celebrating his 3rd career trophy by unanimous vote. No other player has done it in the sport more than once. Ohtani became the first player ever to crush 50 homers and steal 50 bases. He finished the season with 54 homers, 59 steals, and he drove in 130 runs. A prominent NFL owner will once again miss out on the Hall of Fame. ESPN says Robert Kraft, the owner of the Pats, has been passed over by the Hall's contribution committee. Instead, the 2025 class will include Ralph Ray, co-founder of the NFL and owner of the Canton Bulldogs from 1918 to 1922. Kraft was at the helm for 6 Super Bowl winning years with the New England teams, coached by Bill Belichick and, of course, quarterbacked by Tom Brady. Both are considered the greatest of all time in their roles, by some, I should say. That's an interesting note there. Kraft was eyeing the Hall of Fame bust in Canton for a 13th year, was looked over. I want to mention this coming up, what'd you say, tomorrow, the Syracuse Orange football team is in action. I know we mentioned that the basketball team came up short. But
I think this football team is fun to watch, and they're on a roll right now.
The Orange are 7-3. They will host 7-3 UConn at noon tomorrow.
And that'll be an interesting game. That's at noon. That's on what? ESPN?
The ACC Network.
Okay, I figured.
I'm not looking to spark any kind of a debate here.
Okay.
And this is not an I told you so. But, I mentioned earlier, this came off of a feed here, a news feed. Just this line here about because I wanted to include the Kraft story. But as you go through it,
what is that? I didn't hear your story. I'm sorry. I was sitting here.
So Robert Kraft, the owner of the Patriots, was up for induction into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And he did not make the cut. And apparently this is the 13th straight year he's been overlooked. But it says here, Kraft was at the helm for 6 Super Bowl winning New England teams, coached by Bill Belichick and quarterback Tom Brady, both considered the greatest of all time in their roles. Well, there's a lot of people who don't think Tom Brady was the greatest quarterback of all time. And I would agree on Belichick being the greatest coach of all time, but I think other people could make an argument there.
It's hard, though. Wouldn't you say it's hard to say that Tom Brady is not the greatest of all time?
Oh, you do want to have this debate.
Well, I'm only saying it will be, at least under modern rules, in modern time, you cannot find a quarterback who's accomplished more than Tom Brady.
Yeah, and look, I guess my counter is, and I'll keep this short. What is he in Super Bowls, Smitty? Is that a stat you can pull? What is he? 8-5, 8-4? And when you think about it, that's what, a dozen Super Bowls?
That's pretty impressive. Yeah,
it is unbelievable.
You're convincing yourself now.
No, I am. I think that's a bold statement in what's set forth as a straightforward news story.
It should word this way. It should be worded this way. Who many believe is the greatest of all time, or are the greatest of all time, the two of them. Arguably, throw a word in front of that to appease the people like you who don't necessarily agree with it. And I completely do agree with you there.
Tom Brady has a 7-3 record in Super Bowls in his career, Jeff.
Let me ask you this, 7-3, so it was 10 games. I thought 12 was a lot. I was giving him too much credit. Do we remember the Seattle Super Bowl where Pete Carroll gave New England the Super Bowl? Right? They were second and goal on the 2-yard line. They had Marshawn Lynch. They decided to drop back and pass.
Yes. Here's Marshawn Lynch, known as the bulldozer, who could...
Thought by many to be the worst Super Bowl decision of all time. That gave him, right? So that would make you 6-4.
I know.
And if the Atlanta Falcons knew how to keep a 23-point lead in the second half, Brady would be a 5-5 in the Super Bowl. Does that change your opinion on the greatest?
No, I think he was
5-5 in the Super Bowl. You take
Montana,
those 2 Super Bowls away.
I always considered Montana to be the greatest quarterback of all time. But I think you have to talk about eras, and I'll tell you why. Because the game has changed so much. Tom Brady is the greatest of all time during a period where you couldn't touch the quarterback. Right? So he was never injured. He never feared being hit. He never, right? He just, and they had a hell of a line, offensive line protecting him. But God forbid somebody bumped into him and the flags were flying. They were protecting Tom Brady. So I don't think you can compare that era with the modern era of football. I just don't. Now you take a look at a Josh Allen, and I'm making no argument for Josh Allen to be the greatest of all time, or that he is by any means. However, here's a guy that's playing football the way it used to be played. Mm-hmm. He's taken hits that were, I mean, that last touchdown that he scored the other night, that was. There was no worry, but there was no sliding. He was plowing people over as he was going into the end zone. That's pretty cool to watch, but that's not Tom Brady. That ain't Tom Brady.
No.
So, but in this era today, I don't know. I don't know how you don't call him the greatest.
Would you consider Jim Kelly a good career quarterback for taking us to 4 straight, even though they didn't win one?
He was a tremendous quarterback, but he can't be considered the greatest.
No, I don't consider him the greatest.
Yeah.
There's a great example right there. Brady, again, 10 Super Bowls. I'm not questioning at all that he was among the greatest, and maybe he was the greatest of all time. And then he goes to Tampa Bay, and in the first year they go, right? I'm not saying that, but I gave the example of the 5-5. So I think that history could have been, he would have been 5-5. So I think he's just slightly overrated. Jim Kelly, on the other hand, is a perfect example of a quarterback who's completely underrated. Had he won one of those Super Bowls, I mean, the perception of him and the way we look back on his time with Buffalo would be completely different. But instead, it's you're a 4-time loser.
You're absolutely right. If you won those 4,
or one of them,
well,
just one of them.
They did win one of them against.
There you go.
Against the Giants, but that just got all screwed up. Stinking kicker.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Got a break. Coming up this hour. Davey, how much are we looking at for Hobica's free money question of the day? We'll do that at 7:35.
$250.
Make it 3. Make it an even 3. I mean, if we're going out and jumping in the cold water, you might as well jump all the way in.
$300.
$300, Manasi. A chance at $300 at 7:35.
I don't work here anymore. Can I play?
Hobica, no.
Start calling right now, Jeff.
You can try. And then we're going to draw for the $500 gas card from Cliff's Local Market and WIBX, our final free fuel Friday.
Oh, and I have an announcement, by the way. I can't believe it's taken me this long.
Stand by. We're going to get you right when we...
It's a big one.
When we come back. It is.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, big announcement from Manasi coming up next. Also, have you been following this guy who's going after Dr. Wassel on Sylvan Way up in that area of New Hartford? And he's got loudspeakers. He's bought a piece of property next to the doctor's home, and he is shipping up homeless people and creating a homeless camp because he's mad at the doctor. It is like, boy, can you just imagine? This could happen to anybody, where someone has all the money, and I think this guy has all the money in the world, and nothing holding him back, and he doesn't care. It could get ugly for you, and it's ugly for the doc, and it's ugly for all those people who live up there on Sylvan Way. And I almost feel like there are people looking at this thinking, well, you know, they're wealthy people, and, you know, oh, who cares? Well, yeah, but what if this happened at your house? What if somebody bought a lot next to you and started blaring music as loud as they could with loud speakers, blaring it right at your house, or taking video and putting it up on Facebook, or bringing up homeless people and camping them out right across from your little barbecue that you're holding? That's what's going on here. And the guy doing it, his name is Chris Stevers, and we're going to talk about him and talk with him coming up here. So get ready for that.
I have questions.
A lot of questions, and he has all the answers. We'll get to it coming up, along with Manasi's big reveal on the radio coming up.
You're not going to want to miss this, and I'm going to need your help, so stay tuned.
This is big coming up.
This station is brought to you by Tallman's Tire, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Ever thought of adding an adjustable base to your queen bed at Mattress Express? Buy a Bed Tech adjustable base right now for $9.99 and get a $500 prepaid Visa card. You heard me right. You get half your money back in a prepaid Visa card. Shop Mattress Express.
It's back, our wish list savings event at Steve Ponte Lincoln. Hi, Steve Cater here. Now, 2024 Lincoln Navigators have 0% 60-month or 1.9% 72-month financing. 2024 Lincoln Corsair has 2.9% for 60 months plus a $1,000 rebate. Also, ask about huge savings on our 2024 Nautilus demos. Save thousands. Stop down and see why it's always easy to do business with Steve Ponte Lincoln, Commercial Drive, Yorkville.
For qualified buyers through Ford Motor Credit. See dealer for details.
This Thanksgiving, don't let the turkey slow you down. Hi, everyone. This is Lisa from Fit Body Boot Camp. Stay active and feel great this holiday season with me and my team of personal trainers at Fit Body Boot Camp. Whether you're looking to burn off those extra mashed potatoes or start your day with energy, Fit Body Boot Camp has the classes and equipment you need. Just give us a call. You don't want to miss these end-of-the-year specials to help you finish out the year strong. Come see us at Fit Body Boot Camp, located in Whitesboro and Clinton.
This November, Steve Ponte Chevrolet celebrates Military Appreciation Month. For all past and present military members, we have exclusive savings for you. Get 0% financing and additional rebates on our top vehicles, like the all-new 2025 Equinox LT all-wheel drive. Drive it home with 0% financing and a $1,000 rebate. Or lease it for only $399 a month for 36 months with 10,000 miles per year. Check out our huge selection of red tag vehicles. Together, let's drive. See why it's always easy to do business at Steve Ponte Chevrolet in Herkimer or at StevePonteChevy.com. Customers must qualify with top-tier credit through GM Financial. Must qualify for military discount. Finance offers require a 2010 or newer Chevrolet trade-in. 0% financing for up to 36 months on Equinox stock number 25129. Lease must have current Chevy lease and household. All taxes, fees, $1,000 down, and first payment due on delivery. Must take delivery by November 30th. See salesperson for details.
Hi, I'm Pete from Big Apple Music. We install automotive window tint, LED lighting and headlight upgrades, remote car starters, heated seats, trailer hitches, truck tonneau covers, and all types of vehicle accessories, plus sound system upgrades. Big Apple Music, with 44 years in business, we deal in quality. For window tinting, remote car starters, heated seats, and so much more, it's Big Apple Music, routes 5 and 5A, New Hartford, 315-732-4162.
I just have to say, I didn't realize that you could install aftermarket seat heaters. Well, they're doing that at Big Apple Music.
No kidding.
I did not even know you could do it. You should install one of those in your FedEx truck.
Oh,
have a nice warm butt.
It's tough to keep it warm in there.
Let me say that there's a lot going on this weekend. There's a lot happening this weekend in Herkimer County. It is where history and commerce and beauty all collide. And let me just tell you about a few things that are happening. You have things for the kids. There's Tales and Tunes preschool group at the Downsville Manheim Public Library. These are all on their website, herkimercountyny.gov/events. And there's so much happening. They're still celebrating Oktoberfest tonight at St. Francis de Sales School. Their first ever Oktoberfest pull tab party.
I like it.
That will be a good time. That's right there in Herkimer. And that happens tonight. And then live music of the Lanterns featuring, I don't know if I say this right, Haji. That's tonight from 7 to 10. The Mount Markham High School Drama Club is presenting The American Car, The American Dream, tonight and tomorrow on the high school stage. See what I'm saying? There's so much happening. So many things to do. It is where history and commerce and beauty certainly do collide. And I want to tell you, if you're trying to save money in your home, I'm just so distracted that Manasi has a major announcement coming up. And he's excited and won't tell us, Davey, what it is. Fred F. Collis & Sons, heating, cooling, and insulation. There are many rebates out there right now because the government really wants you to use less energy and to be energy efficient. So there are many incentives. If you're making, let's say, under $93,000 a year, and you're a family of 4, you could qualify for free upgrades. Free. $5,000 to $24,000 in upgrades with no out-of-pocket cost. Reach out to Collins. They'll start with a free home energy assessment and see what it is that you need, and then they'll enter you into the program. Call them today to see if you qualify. 315-860-1301, and trust it from you. This is something I thoroughly believe in. When you need help with your heating in the middle of the winter, all of a sudden your furnace goes down, you make a phone call at 7 o'clock at night, and I did this on New Year's Day 2 years ago. 7 o'clock New Year's Day. By
I remember this.
By 9 o'clock, Collis was at our house, and they got at least some heat coming out, and Monday morning we had a new furnace installed. Our furnace went.
Yeah.
And it was Collis on call on New Year's Day, and that was the coldest day of the year a couple of years ago. And we were in trouble. They were there to help. It's Fred F. Collis & Sons, heating, cooling, and insulation. I'm going to hit, is the bumper in the mix? Or no, Davey? I'm just going to hit this.
WIBX.
I just hit this.
WIBX
if it's there, pull it out.
92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
There we go. And Manasi's in for Andrew this morning.
Yes.
And we have some school closings and delays. We'll get to that coming up in a second. It's all to the south of us. Otherwise, we're looking at a little bit of snow. Higher elevations, a little more. But for the most of us here in the valley, it's just a little snow on the grass, maybe on the car, or what have you. It's wet, and it's, this is that miserable. Although there are a lot of people like you who, you have this romantic side or this nostalgic side with your son. You're putting up the Christmas tree.
Oh, yeah.
And having the snow come down, it's a nice look, right?
Absolutely.
It's a nice look.
And I, just for the nice ladies out there, I do have a very romantic side as well.
Oh, you do? Okay. All right.
In addition to my nostalgic side.
You say that with your deep, velvety voice.
Well,
you might have some women knocking on the door. Okay.
Smitty, open up that door over there for me.
Okay, Manasi, you say you are about to reveal something large.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Look, I'll be honest with you. I miss this very much. And now I live in New York Mills, and I have a regular, what I would call a regular civilian 9-to-5 kind of a job. And I enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. It allows me to do other things I feel like that I couldn't do as well before when I had my hands full here. And I really put my heart and soul into it, at least for the first couple of years. That's a joke. No, but
at least once you got in.
There's a lot of excitement I feel like that I still miss out on to this day. And
yes.
I observe things, and I think sometimes things are upside down. And I've
you have
shared that on this program.
Assuming you have opinion.
Oh, I have a lot of opinion.
Yeah.
And it's quiet over there in New York Mills, but I'm not going to let that stop me. I'm seriously considering a run for office. And it's something I thought I would never do, but I think I could, I think I could be an asset to a community or a district or a county or an area, and I'm giving serious consideration to a run for Utica Common Council First Ward. I am.
But you live in.
I live in New York Mills, but that doesn't matter. I'm not going to let these
That's
technicalities stop me. And
right.
I say this in jest,
because this is America.
But it's not,
right?
It's not. I feel like
you can live
how
anywhere.
come someone can do it and someone else can't do it?
That's a very good point.
So why can't I run for First Ward Common Council?
You should be able to, and all you got to do is find somebody that says, "Oh yeah, he lives here," and it could be a vacant, empty, right?
Mom,
is your mom in Utica?
She sure is. And listen, if that's not good enough,
make this work.
If the argument is she's got some folks that maybe you need to have a business, I'm fully prepared to put down my cash. We're going to open up a hot dog stand on the corner of Jenny
and you're running.
You name the street.
So you're going to get very much attacked now that you are picking on and you are obsessed
no, I'm not picking
with
on.
Katie
I'm following
Aiello.
in her footsteps, and that's not in a stalker kind of a way. Like,
so you're
she
following
accused
her.
the DA of being kind of like a stalker.
The DA was stalking
I'm
her.
following in her footsteps,
And, by the
not
way,
in that way.
The DA spent hundreds of thousands of dollars stalking her.
This is a way I'm following in the opportunity. She opened up an opportunity for herself, and I think it's a good idea, and I'm going to do the same thing. First Ward Common Council, I don't know if I'm running as a Democrat, Republican, Green Party. I don't know what it is. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. It's local politics. And can I tell you, the funny door that you're opening here.
I didn't open this door.
You're right. You didn't open it. The funny door that you found open and are walking through is becoming a problem. Is it still the rules where you got to be a city resident to be a firefighter, or you got to be a city resident to be? How are the rules now?
Off the top of my head, I don't know. So New York State's firefighter rule supersedes Utica's. So I believe I could have this backwards if it's the cops or the fire, but I believe as a firefighter, New York State says you don't have to live in that district. Somebody call and correct me, please.
I think Utica may require it. So I'm telling you, I feel like this is going to cause problems, and it already is. I've heard some rumblings where
I just made the announcement.
People are saying you're requiring me to live in the city. That's gone now that you're allowing Katie Aiello to do this.
Yeah,
and I think that it's opened a door, very much like you're talking about. Well, yeah, you live in New York Mills, run for office. You could be on the Common Council.
Why couldn't I?
In Utica.
I know those folks on both sides.
I
actually happen to like most of the people on the Common Council on both sides.
Yeah.
I think we'd get along great.
You may be
I have a lot to bring to the table.
You could be the great New York Mills peacekeeper.
I could be.
Peacemaker is what I'm saying.
The peacemaker, absolutely. So
I like it.
Listen, I'm taking donations now.
Okay.
We haven't formed the...
That's the other part of running for office. You get to take donations. And
Smitty, if you're free, I'm buying lunch today. If we can get a couple of these donations to come in.
All right.
But
right.
I'm like 85-90% that I'm running First Ward Utica Common Council.
All right. I love it. And with your mom there in Utica, it's you're home free.
More than she could say.
Yeah. You're home free. That is more than she can say. All right, Davey, we're going to do Hobica's free money question of the day. And it is worth $300. After that, we've got a $500 gas card to give away from Cliff's Local Markets. Davey, for Hobica's free money question.
We're doing that today?
We are.
$500 gas card.
$500 gas card.
Was this a pre-qualify or anybody can win?
Yeah, they've already qualified.
Oh, they have.
So we have 8 qualifiers. We'll name them all off coming up here.
It's 4 qualifiers during the show, and then 4 during each day during the app. They combine them 8.
Awesome.
8.
That's very cool.
Yeah. Davey, for Hobica's free money question this morning, what caller number are we looking for?
Caller 7.
Seventh caller, 315-736-0186 is our phone number. We are now looking for caller 7. You have a chance at $300, and we will do it next on WIBX.
Oh, you've seen these before. Would you rather take 17 toddlers on a field trip or get 3 teeth pulled? Next one. Would you rather own a mutual fund that pays interest taxed as ordinary income or free of taxes? Lee Baldwin & Company can't help you with your dental needs, but they can help you find out why Muni Investing could put more money in your pocket. Lee Baldwin & Company. Find your investment answers at investtoday.com. Member FINRA SIPC.
Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, your trusted tire experts. Throughout the entire month of November, take $100 off instantly on any 4 installed Bridgestone or Firestone tires, including popular winter tires like the Firestone Winter Force and the Bridgestone Blizzak. Whether you're in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, or Herkimer, their team of professionals is ready to serve you. Schedule your appointment today online at tallmanstire.com. Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Get the best tires for your vehicle at unbeatable prices guaranteed.
You'll find no shortage of work to do in a New Holland Workmaster or Boomer compact tractor. Available now at Clinton Tractor. Get 0% financing for 72 months, plus no payments for 90 days, or choose cash back on these 24 to 55 horsepower compact and subcompact tractors. Stop into Clinton Tractor today or at clintontractor.net. Offer ends soon.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
Prescription products require completion of an online consultation with an independent healthcare provider and are only available if prescribed. Subscription required. Additional restrictions apply. See website for more details and safety information.
Did you know that men across the country are getting their ED meds at TriRexMD.com and saving thousands of dollars? TriRexMD.com has FDA-approved ED meds and is now offering sample packs. Listen to what guys are saying about TriRexMD.com.
My partner thinks that I am a rock star.
I felt like a young man again. My wife is definitely much happier.
I walk a little taller when I'm using the product, knowing what the results are going to be.
Because it is effective, I say I'm on a second honeymoon.
It's literally life-changing.
Visit TriRexMD.com. Your consultation is free, there's no copays, no doctor office visits, and your shipping is always free. You can now access a 30-day sample pack at TriRexMD.com with generics, if appropriate. Visit TriRexMD.com right now to get your sample pack. That's TriRexMD.com.
This station is brought to you by Tallman's Tire, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Each store independently owned and operated and not part of a chain or cooperative buying group.
You don't need to drive all around. Just come to Seneca and Valley, best prices in town. Save on every bottle, every case, every day. Our 40-mile price match backs you all the way.
Our biggest sale of the year at Seneca Wine and Liquor in New Hartford and Valley Wine and Liquor in Herkimer. Save 20% off wine cases, mix and match. Just in time for the holidays, our 24-bottle wine advent calendar is here. This unique gift contains 24 expertly curated wines. Each drawer unveils a wine surprise, ranging from red, white, rosé to wine cans. Act fast, as it's a hot holiday favorite every year. Only at Seneca Wine and Liquor in New Hartford and Valley Wine and Liquor in Herkimer.
We're one big family with 2 great stores, ready to save you more.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Good guy. All right, Davey, you're going to have to run this thing over there. We're about to give away some stuff. We're giving away gasoline. We're giving away potentially some money. And it's all from the Hobica free money question of the day. At least this is. Joseph and Andrew Hobica, 315-724-1600 is the number. 315-724-1600, Hobika, for all of your legal needs, the Hobica Law Firm, okay? And we do this every day. This morning, we're looking at $300. Davey, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Paul is our contestant. Paul, where are you calling from?
Utica.
Okay, Paul.
Okay.
Sam
can help, right?
Huh? Yeah, you can have people help.
Sam can help, right?
Sure. Yeah, you need help? You can go with it. You're good. All right, for $300, here is your question. If you're driving through this city and you say, everything smells like Cheerios, what city are you driving through? Ready? Go.
Philadelphia? No clue.
You're playing 9 things at once for me over there, Davey. Philadelphia. Is it Philadelphia?
No.
It's well known. It is well known. Or if you're driving, and you know what I'm saying. All right. Well, that was a good shot for $300. That was a good shot. Good guess. Not too far from Buffalo. And we're going to give you the all-in-one food and fun card. It's a $25 gift card. Good at Aquavino Babes. They have a great brunch that you could try out this weekend. And, of course, Taylor and the cook. Everything's falling apart here, Paul. You stand by, and Davey's going to hook you up with that. We'll mail that right to you, okay?
All right. Thank you.
All right. Stand by. Did you know that? We were driving through, and I'm like, I smell Cheerios. And they're like, that's what everybody, it's like the common thing that's said when you drive by the plant.
I can't believe I've never heard that.
Did you not know that? I never knew they made, and it's these giant vats of like, I don't know, they put wheat in there or whatever Cheerios are made with. But you can tell there's a sweetness. Now, if you eat Cheerios, kids know, babies know, because we hand Cheerios to little kids, right?
Yeah.
And that's something a kid can eat. Somehow the kid is able to eat that without having sugar poured all over it. But we as Americans are trained to love sugar. Luckily, RFK is going to fix that. We're trained to love sugar, so we don't see Cheerios as sweet. But when you're driving through Buffalo and you smell it, it's sweet.
That's I can't believe I've never heard that. I almost want to make a trip out there. Maybe I'll go
Just
campaigning out there.
Yes, you should.
Because I could run for a seat out in Buffalo.
You could run for the council out in Buffalo.
But that's an interesting thing, and I wonder if it's like if the wind blows a certain way, you don't smell it.
That's possible. Here's Joe. Joe Load. Good morning.
Good morning, Bill. It's happening already.
What happened?
I've got my first endorsement.
Well, I would endorse you. I think you should run for governor because, there's problems there. But here's my problem. Here we go. Route 12 North. We have
it's a bad accident.
Consecutive snow plows, side-by-side tandems.
He's walled off.
You're talking north.
Backed up traffic.
You're talking going up to Boonville. Yeah, when you get behind, and listen, these plow people do a tremendous job. But when you get behind that, you can't pass them. There's 3 of them. All lanes are covered. You're stuck.
And not just the people behind them stuck, but now if you're happening to be pulling out of, let's say, Dayton Road near Evans Equipment in Remsen, and you need to take a left to go down to Route 12 South to make it towards Utica, good luck. You're waiting for at least 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah. It is
There's no snow on the road.
I know. That's the people.
They're dragging, making sparks. I thought it was 4th of July already.
God forbid there was a little bit of gas fumes or anything down there to light everything on fire. You're right, Joe.
Crazy. I mean, I get it, but I don't blame the snowplow guys. I blame the people that are so used to, we can't drive on the road unless it's immensely clear and dry. Well, it's not going to be. It's winter.
I know that on to the south on Route 12, the road's closed, and Davey is it's a tractor trailer accident. So it's a car / tractor trailer accident.
I hope everybody's all right.
And so listen, we want them to salt the roads, make sure it's all nice and safe for everybody. But you're right, if you get behind them, and you're driving probably a big truck, right, Joe?
Well, actually, I have a demo. I'm driving a Nissan Pathfinder, which is very nicely equipped, third row seating and available at United Auto Sales.
Everything's a pitch. Everything's a pitch. All right, Joe, I feel your pain. I truly do. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. I appreciate the time.
Okay, thanks so much. Yeah, it is frustrating. All right, I want to talk about this this neighbor situation up on Sylvan.
I have so many questions.
Sylvan Way.
Is the guy coming on?
We're
working on
I'm
it?
a little worried about the guy, and I'll explain coming up in a second.
Okay.
So right now, and maybe, Jeff, you can read these names.
Yeah, I can, but do we need to turn, because aren't we, the camera's on the back of it?
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
We have 8 qualifiers who have qualified to win a $500 gas card from Cliff's Local Markets.
And they already know, right? This is not a
They all
dramatic
know they're
reading.
in. They all know they're in. They've each qualified. Each of them have qualified. They've won a $25 gas card from Cliff's Local Markets. It's our contest called Free Fuel Fridays.
So we've got 8 slots here. I'm going left to right. My left to right.
Here.
Left to right on your radio dial.
Here are your qualifiers.
In slot 1, we've got Donna Delano. 2.
She's back in. All right, she's back in. I allowed that.
Oh.
Donna.
Was there a dispute?
She had won.
Missed it.
She had won previously, but she didn't win the 500. So we're really competing for the 500.
Sure.
So I said, no gas card, no $25 gas card, because you already won one of those. But she has now won the 500. She should have a shot at winning the 500.
Oh, you were on her side.
I was.
Oh, wow.
I absolutely was.
All right, so we got Donna Delano.
Yep.
Slot 2, Tammy Maciel. Slot 3, Michael Fenton. Number 4, Debbie Hughes. Number 5, one-time World Series legend and hero, Joe Carter.
Mm-hmm.
Although I'm sure this is a different guy.
It might be.
Slot number 6 is Tammy Wiley. Number 7, Robin Carey. And number 8, Danielle Ostler. Did I say that right?
I believe so. These 8 people are ready to qualify, are qualified, and could win this $500 in gasoline. Davey is about to take the golden coin, and he's going to put it right up there on the Cliff's logo.
Chocolate coin?
He's going to drop it. It is going to, like a Plinko thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to go down. Which way will it go? To the right, to the left, to the middle? Who will win the $500 gas card? Let it go, Davey. Oh, it's going towards Donna Delano. Won the $500 gas card.
Donna Delano.
Yep. The woman who knows more about winning radio contests than anyone out there. And it's almost as if there was a magnetized power pulling that coin to her corner. And there
Not
she
only
is.
did she write the book on winning radio prizes, she won it as a consolation
Yes,
prize
she
the
did.
year before
she
that.
wrote the book, published it, and then won it back on a radio show. You're absolutely right.
Congratulations, Donna.
Donna, congratulations. You'll be driving everywhere for free. It's a $500 gas card. And I just want to say, Donna, congratulations as you continue your amazing ride of winning contests, not just here, but on radio stations everywhere. And Donna doesn't know this, but she once sent me a thank you letter because she won a big prize when I was at Rock 107.
Yeah.
Donna, you sent it to me. It was awesome, and I appreciate the thank you. Problem is, the thank you you'd sent out was addressed to the Frog. I was at Rock 107.
And she's on right now.
And she had won so many prizes. She was sending out thank yous to everybody. Got it all mixed up. I got the Frog's thank you. And here she is right now, the legendary contest winner, Donna Delano. Good morning.
Oh, my God. You know what? My husband was just saying, you used to win things all the time.
Used to?
And I said, I know. Yeah, well, yeah, it's kind of like a dry spell.
Okay, now let me just tell you something. It was 20 years ago you sued me and took me to court over a contest that you truly lost.
This is my favorite Christmas story, by the way.
Because Rudy's wife said that this is definitely the postcard.
Listen, here's the thing. The judge ruled in my favor. End of story. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay,
you're
so
very lucky.
But let me tell you, on Monday, I wasn't lucky. It was masterful. I even represented myself.
No.
Listen to me.
Yeah.
Listen to me.
Yeah.
The other day, you called in, and Davey came running down the hallway and said, Donna has won already. She has to wait 30 days. And down the hallway, they said, yep, she cannot win. She has to wait 30 days. I overruled that and said, that's not fair because she didn't win the $500. Don't give her the gas card. Let her stand a chance to win the $500. It's only fair.
And you know what? I truly appreciate
there
that.
You go.
And I said, you know what I also said? I said, do you think that gas card could go to the Herkimer County Humane Society to donate to them?
Well, that would be really nice if you did that.
Well, I can't do it because I didn't win it. But I'll tell you what, you know that my band, Screaming Nurse, and I do anything for any of the humane societies.
Yes, you do. That is true.
And we don't make a set. We'll help anybody in a benefit, the Wounded Warriors, anybody who needs entertainment to make money, we will be
You will
there.
do it. So not only are you winning, but you're turning this into a big plug.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Wrote
you
the
know what?
book.
And I
She
know,
wrote
I know
the
Jeff
book.
had a
Wrote the
big
book.
surprise this morning. I like that little thing that you guys did. I love that.
Can I ask you a question?
I have a big surprise coming up, too,
Oh, no.
concerning the Humane Society.
Okay.
Yeah, but I can't tell you right now. It's not
good.
until, I'll tell you, like, the
And
1st
she's
of December.
booked a future appearance on the show.
We
Donna,
have to now have her
you
back. She's brilliant.
You are awesome.
She's brilliant. All right,
Oh,
Donna,
man.
I'm confused. You won the $500 gas card. Are you giving it to the Humane Society or are you not?
I can't. I am going to give them something now.
Okay, but you're not. You're not giving it to them. You ought to give them your $25 card from last week.
Oh, I was going to give that to somebody else that really needs
all right,
it.
all right. I'm going to give you
Yeah.
you give away the gas card. I'm going to give you to Davey. And congratulations, you won $500 in gasoline.
Wow.
Thank you so much, guys. I really
Thank you.
appreciate it. Jeff, it's so nice to hear,
Thank you.
quote, unquote, your velvety voice. I do miss it. I love Andrew. I mean, you guys got a great crew.
Thank you.
But I do
Thank
miss
you.
your voice.
Thank you.
And
Thank you, Donna.
I was thinking
Even
you
though
were
you're
going to
not
run for
complimenting me,
mayor of New York Mills.
What's that?
You were going to run for mayor of New York Mills.
Of New York Mills.
Who,
yeah,
me?
I was like, yeah, I'll be
Yeah.
your campaign manager.
Oh, well, thank you. I
Stan-
need a manager for the first ward seat.
Stand by, Donna. I expect
All right,
a
call me.
thank you card addressed to me this time, if you could.
Okay.
Stand by. Davey has you. Davey, she's all yours. Good luck.
I don't want to get any parking tickets or anything, but maybe she's right. Maybe I ought to steer my energy toward the New York Mills.
Maybe that's where you go.
No, I'm kidding. Whoever the mayor of New York Mills is right now, I'm just kidding.
I'm hearing from a few people.
Don't send the cops
on snow, and it is not all below the Route 20 line. It is as well up on Vickerman Hill, down Route 12, different areas. For instance, hearing from my parents who say they received already today, they've received over 10 inches of snow on the ground.
Are you kidding me?
John in Bridgewater was saying 9 to 10 inches as well over there, I believe, is what he's saying. Not a dusting in Sequoia. Darlene says we have significant snow. There are plenty of people who are to the south, especially, and higher elevations who've gotten a lot of snow. So I'll get to all these comments coming up in a second. Before we do any of that, though, I want to talk about this guy that is going after Dr. Wassel, and you can see it all on Facebook. If you search Chris Stevers, Stevers, if you search him, his videos will come up. He has
Who's Dr. Wassel?
He is a doctor in the area.
Does it matter what he focuses on?
It doesn't. He
Okay.
owns a piece of property on Oriskany Boulevard. Davey, you can help me with a little on this. And then the Stevers guy owns an outdoor sporting place, right?
Yeah,
Motocross.
Motorsports. Motor Pro Sports next to DBS, Jeff.
So there's
Gotcha.
the Dr.
Okay.
Wassel's building.
Okay.
What I'm hearing is the contractor left, didn't finish the job. It ended up collapsing.
I remember this. I almost did a story on this.
Yes.
This is before I left.
It's that location.
The wood frame, the whole thing
from
collapsed.
What I'm being told is that Dr. Wassel, it is tied up in court. He cannot repair that yet because there's litigation.
Okay.
However, the Stevers guy wants it repaired and is saying that the codes are not being followed. So he's putting up billboards. He's blaring music. He's calling out the attorneys in the town of New Hartford because that's where Dr. Wassel lives. Sylvan Way is the neighborhood. I'm hearing not just from the Wassel camp, if you will. I'll call it a camp. But we're hearing from a lot of neighbors over there.
Okay.
And he has put up a homeless camp. He bought he has an endless supply of money. So we're told, or so he says. He bought an empty lot next to the doctor's house, and he is blaring music. He has put up tents. He is claims to be busing homeless people.
What's he got, a Black Friday special?
Homeless people up to the Sylvan Way neighborhood.
What are they going for now?
Where they are now living in the tent.
Okay.
This is
I got to take a step back.
Believable.
The beef over the two commercial properties, right? That's what we're talking about?
And Joe does Joe know something about this? Let me bring Joe in, because he knows more than I do.
But are you telling me because the one property owner on Oriskany Boulevard there, his neighbors got these codes violations and issues, so now he's taking it to his literal front porch?
He's taking it correct. So from
why doesn't he just protest the business? Why does he have to go disrupt the whole neighborhood?
He's taking it to the next level. Joe, what do you
feel differently about this already?
What do you know about this, Joe?
Sure. So the Power Sports building, the Stevener guy, is actually
Stevener, not Stevener. Stevener and Stever is next to us.
They're good people.
Yeah, we like them.
Nice people. So anyway, this Power Sports building is the one that collapsed, but he rebuilt it. With the building in question that the doctor owns is next door, which used to be an old bar called the Club Warehouse, and then it was a bunch of car lots in between.
I remember that.
Yep.
Wasn't it a strip club at some point?
At some point, I think it was Sharky's bar at one point years ago.
Yeah.
All right. So, but that building was a car lot, a used car lot, and whatever the doctor bought it, and now it just sits there in kind of disrepair, and it looks pretty ugly. But it's not really that bad. But I guess the neighbor thinks it is because his building is brand new, and so he has like a homemade billboard to call out the doctor with a big pile of poop on it,
Yes.
It says, clean up your poop next door. And he made this billboard. He's got it out there hoisted up by his, forklift. It's pretty funny, actually.
Well, then he takes it up to Sylvan Way into the neighborhood up there. And all the residents up there are being punished.
That's not right because...
That isn't right.
I don't like that.
No. This, to me, is an attack. I hate to say it. First of all, this guy is blowing money. He must have an endless supply of money.
Donate to my campaign.
Right? I mean, he's blowing money on ridiculous. This is stupid. I mean, at some point, you got to grow up, sit down with the attorneys, work this thing out. At this point, Stevers needs to sit down with their attorneys and settle this thing, not publicly, because you're torturing all the innocent people up there in that Sylvan Way neighborhood.
Right.
Enough is
That's
enough.
what I'm saying.
This, to me, is an attack on every single homeowner and business owner here, not just on Dr. Wassel. And to me, I would never frequent this guy's business because of the way he's behaving. I couldn't do it.
Well, and as a candidate for Utica's first ward, I won't stand for it.
No, you're not.
Absolutely not.
You are done with it.
I don't understand why he's legitimately bussing people up as.
At least that's what he's saying on his Facebook.
Is he calling in? There's something we're missing here.
The problem I'm having is I don't have enough delay hits to
Gotcha.
Because every other word is.
I feel like in spirit I might side with him, but you can't go terrorize a whole neighborhood of people who have nothing to do with this.
Personally, don't side with him at all on this.
I said I might.
And even Joe, you don't, right? Even you don't.
No, I mean, listen, you're right, though, about that. He must have endless supply of money because he let a whole building collapse and then had to rebuild it again. He's got lots of expensive toys out there for sale, so I don't think that the next door property is that god awful. Number one, it's not like it's 6 feet of overgrown grass or anything. He doesn't have anything there as a business yet.
And the other the other part of this is, if this is how we solve all of our problems, we're in big trouble, right? Joe, I got to go, Joe, but thank you. All right, I appreciate the insight on this. Crazy.
You got it.
We'll talk more about it if you want to talk. 315-736-0186.
Scott and Jill here from New York Sash, where our reputation speaks for itself. Sure, you've heard us talk about how great our windows, siding, and baths are.
But did you know we have over 600 five-star reviews? Here are just a few recent customer reviews that prove we walk the talk.
I couldn't be happier with New York Sash. There isn't another company I would want to have done my home renovations.
I can never say enough great things about New York Sash. Their employees and customer care associates are top-notch.
We were so fortunate to work with New York Sash. They really went above and beyond our expectations. 5 stars for a wonderful job that will last for decades.
We could go on and on and on, but you should really check us out for yourself. Just Google New York Sash.
And when you're ready to start your home improvement project, stop by our showroom at 349 Oriskany Boulevard. Give us a call at 624-7344 or check us out at newyorksash.com. But don't forget to read our Google reviews.
Hi, I'm Pete from Big Apple Music. We install remote car starters and heated seats. At Big Apple, we're experienced. 44 years doing business in the Mohawk Valley, and we've installed more remote car starters and heated seat upgrades than all the local competition combined. We hand solder all major connections for quality, and we sell only the best brand remote car starters and heated seats. Big Apple Music, Route 5 and 5A, New Hartford, 315-732-4162.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome.
W295EI.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
Matt Gaetz is out. Pam Bondi is in. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. She's President-elect Trump's new nominee for U.S. Attorney General, hours after Gaetz withdrew. Bondi used to be Florida's Attorney General and was a Trump attorney in his first impeachment case. Fox's Alexis McAdams reports from West Palm Beach.
This is one of the main reasons that Bondi was floated and picked pretty quickly, according to sources, is because she says the DOJ needs to be held accountable. Listen.
We talk about the weaponization of the FBI, the CIA, ATF now, the IRS. Well, it all starts at the top with Merrick Garland.
If confirmed, Bondi would replace Attorney General Garland. Now, Gaetz calls Bondi a stellar pick as Republicans and Democrats spar over whether a House ethics report probing sexual misconduct and drug use allegations against the former congressman should be made public. Now, the Trump defense secretary nominee, former Fox host Pete Hegseth, met with several Republican senators dealing with his own controversy.
And we welcome the opportunity to talk to any senator that wants to talk to us.
Hegseth was a major in the Army National Guard and war veteran, but his lack of experience and sexual assault allegations have raised concern among some senators. Hegseth argues he was fully investigated and completely cleared of the allegations.
As Fox's Ryan Schmelz, more than 2 weeks after the election, a Democratic senator's finally conceded defeat.
Yesterday, Pennsylvania's Department of State says it finished the initial count of all votes cast with the exception of contested ballots. About an hour after that post on X, Democrat Bob Casey issued this statement.
I just called Dave McCormick to congratulate him on his election to represent Pennsylvania in the United States Senate.
Casey's concession marks the end of a tough Senate fight marked by legal challenges as Democratic officials in several county election boards voted to count improperly filled out ballots, violating state law.
Fox's Madeline Rivera. It's back to business as usual at the U.S. Embassy in London, no longer on lockdown after British police detonated a suspicious package found nearby in a controlled explosion. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey guys, Donald Trump Jr. here with urgent news. The world's central banks are making unprecedented moves, and it's time to pay attention. In 2022 and 2023, they bought more gold than ever before. And now in 2024, the trend is accelerating. Why? Because central banks have lost faith in the dollar, and in these uncertain times, gold is the ultimate safe haven. If you too are worried about the dollar, I urge you to take similar action by diversifying your IRA or 401k into gold with my trusted friends at Birch Gold Group. To see how it works, get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word PROTECT to 989898. I trust Birch Gold. They provide an easy process to roll over your 401k or IRA into gold without losing your tax-advantaged status. So text PROTECT to 989898. That's PROTECT to the number 989898 to get your free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold.
Message and data rates may apply.
A win in court for actor Jussie Smollett. His conviction overturned over an alleged false claim he was the victim of a racist, homophobic attack in Chicago.
The Illinois Supreme Court's decision to throw out the convictions had nothing to do with Smollett's actual guilt or innocence, but instead Smollett's constitutional rights being violated when he was prosecuted a second time for the same incident. Smollett was arrested and charged for filing a false police report in early 2019 in what police say was an orchestrated fake hate crime. He was indicted on 16 counts of felony charges, but those charges were dropped as part of a plea deal. However, public backlash was swift and a special prosecutor stepped in to re-indict the case, leading to Smollett's 2021 conviction.
That's Fox's Chanley Painter. On Wall Street, stock futures mixed, up a bit for the Dow, down a little for the NASDAQ after yesterday's surge for the Dow, up 461 points. On Thursday Night Football, they played in the snow.
Winston, under pressure, gonna run it into the end zone.
Jameis Winston scored once. Nick Chubb scored twice to lead the Browns past the Steelers 24-19 on Amazon Prime Video. And baseball, they handed out the Most Valuable Player Awards.
L.A. Dodgers slugger Shohei Ohtani joined Hall of Famer Frank Robinson as the only MVP award winners in both leagues. Ohtani claimed his third MVP by becoming baseball's first 50-50 player, 54 home runs and 59 stolen bases. New York Yankees captain Aaron Judge picked up his second American League MVP title in 3 years.
It means a lot. Just a lot of the hard work in the offseason, during the season, the ups and downs throughout it, and just a constant support from my teammates, the fans in New York, just everybody to help me get to this spot.
Courtesy of the MLB Network, Judge led the majors with 58 home runs, 144 RBIs, and 133 walks.
That's Bob Mortale. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
Well, we got some mixed precipitation out there, some rain depending on your location, maybe some snowfall and some significant snowfall in certain areas as well. We'll get to your school closings and delays coming up in just 1 minute. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM news time is 8:05. And this news update is brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica located on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. I mentioned some school closings and delays. Yes, it is true. We'll begin with our closures. And Bill, you said this is primarily the Route 20 corridor?
I would say so. Higher elevations. So as you go down south on Route 12 or Route 8, if you go Route 28 south, Vickerman Hill, report there, which is near Richfield Springs. Down below Richfield Springs, they're talking about 9-10 inches over there. Same thing we're hearing in Bridgewater. But then as you get even further down, into places like Burlington Flats and then go even further to the south, they got hit pretty hard.
We've got some closures here. Cherry Valley, Edmiston Central School, Hamilton Central, Madison Central all closed today. Morris Central and Sherburne Earlville Central School are closed today as well. Some delays. Brookfield Central School, Morrisville Eaton, Sequoia Valley on a 2-hour delay. No morning pre-K, no morning BOCES. Waterville Central School on a 2-hour delay. SUNY Morrisville will open at 10 this morning.
Did we say Morrisville Eaton is closed?
Morris Central is closed.
Morris is closed, and I believe Morrisville Eaton is also closed.
Is now closed. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
My list here.
It is a winter wonderland out there here on this Friday morning.
All right. Let's see. 2 people nominated by President Joe Biden for federal judge roles in Syracuse and Utica clearing a hurdle in the U.S. Senate. The Senate Judiciary Committee has voted to move the nominations of former Congressman Anthony Brindisi and Elizabeth Coombe to the full chamber. Brindisi was picked by Biden to replace U.S. District Judge David Hurd in Utica. Those confirmation votes, though, will not happen until at least December.
Can I say just a little commentary here? Judge Hurd, all the credit in the world to him because he was retiring. The governor was nominating someone from like Saratoga. And Judge Hurd said the nomination needs to be someone from the Utica-Rome area. And therefore, I'm not retiring. And he would not retire until someone was nominated who's from here. What an awesome opportunity for Anthony Brindisi. Mm-hmm. He most likely will be confirmed, and the federal judge seat will remain in Utica. It's because of the insistence And the dedication of Judge Hurd, who's a great man.
Well, tip of the cap there. And this has gone on for, 2 years now?
It's gone on for quite a while, yeah.
A driver accused of being under the influence of drugs and alcohol when she killed someone is headed to trial. 25-year-old Takesha Horge rejected a plea deal for her alleged role in the January death of 59-year-old Gloria Hill. Hill was a passenger in a car that was struck by Horge's vehicle when she sped through a red light at the intersection of a neighborhood in the Syracuse area near North Salina Street. Horge's trial is set for March. She faces the possibility of decades behind bars if she is convicted. An investigation continuing into a disturbing threat made against a Jamesville DeWitt middle school teacher. The female teacher says that a 12-year-old student turned in a paper recently where he claimed that he was going to kill her. There were also drawings of a torture center and a shooting range. The teacher says she's not been back to work since the incident. The district says it takes the situation very seriously, and they will protect students and staff. Rudy Giuliani is appealing a court order to surrender most of his assets to 2 election workers that he defamed. A judge ruling that Giuliani owed the women $146 million, and he's now been ordered to turn over many of his personal belongings, including his New York apartment, a Mercedes-Benz, several luxury watches, and signed memorabilia, along with cash. This story continues. And Neuralink, Elon Musk's brain-computer chip company, is getting permission to start clinical trials in Canada. The idea of Neuralink is to help someone who is paralyzed be able to control devices by simply using their thoughts.
That's just incredible.
It is incredible.
It really is something that you'd think is way out in the future, but maybe the future is now.
The WIBX Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit them at clintontractor.net.
Winter weather advisory in Oneida County, Lewis County, winter weather advisory. Winter storm warning south end with elevation. That does include Madison County. So above 1,500 feet to 2,000 feet, multiple inches of snowfall. Could see some double-digit totals in and around town and along the thruway. Rain and snow. Could see some slushy accumulation in some spots, especially for the first part of the day. Should be mainly rain in the valley locations into the afternoon. High 40 degrees. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic from the Weather Channel. WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Mixed precipitation, 37 degrees.
All right, I want to just update these school delays and closures as we have them because there have been some updates. Brookfield is closed. Cooperstown closed. Edmondson Central School is closed. Hamilton closed. Madison Central School is closed. Morris, as we said, but also Morrisville Eaton Central School is now closed. And Sequoia Valley is on a 2-hour delay, and so is Waterville, along with Stockbridge Valley on a 2-hour delay. That's where we are currently, and it's our first weather event day of the season, and most of it to the south.
And I regret being here for it.
Manasi with sports. Here we go.
All right, in sports, Thursday Night Football last night, a come-from-behind win in the snow, and believe it or not, the fans were still in the stands as the Cleveland Browns came back to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. The 24-19 was the final. Nick Chubb rushed for 59 yards, 2 scores, including the game winner. This after Pittsburgh scored 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter to take the lead. The action continues this week. Coming up on Sunday, the Colts play host to the Lions. The Packers welcome the 49ers to Lambeau Field. The Seahawks entertain the Cardinals. The Bills on a bye this weekend, Bill?
They are.
The Bills are on a bye. The Jets will lose to somebody, I'm sure. And the Giants turn to Tommy Cutlets.
I think I can't wait to watch this game now.
Kills me.
It adds a little excitement. It's going to be worth watching.
We are trying to become the New York Jets. I don't understand why.
And the Jets. I mean, that news that came this week about the Jets. We'll talk with Scott and Kirkville coming up on it in a second. Anything else? Syracuse plays tonight in the consolation game.
Correct. And then Syracuse football tomorrow, 7-3. They take on UConn at noon on the ACC network.
And there you go. And Scott is on the line, Scott in Kirkville. Scott, good morning.
Good morning, guys. First, I want to thank you guys for giving me the exposure and the platform. I was just called the Colonial Laundromat Wash and Wear Comedy Tour is on, and they were giving me a marquee spot. So I want to thank you guys.
That's nice.
For giving me the spot.
Well, listen,
And,
that's those people. They all have change in their pockets for tips. You can always count on it.
Also, if you see the stage name, the Big Sudsy, that's me.
Okay. All right. Good.
Last time standing room only. Of course, it was around the folding tables, but it still worked. We do a segment. Bleach can be your friend. Also, too much starts in the shorts. Is that the new Viagra? So come on in down, and it could be a stocking stuffer. Then you can watch the stocking
It could be.
right there.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Scott, stop now. This is already your funniest appearance ever. Stop now.
Stop while you're ahead.
Actually, people were concerned. They couldn't find President Biden in that picture in Peru with the dignitaries. I found him. He was giving Putin rabbit ears. So basically, yeah.
How about some picks?
Okay, guys. Listen, we were, in producer Dave can testimony. We won all our picks last week, and so I don't know how you can improve on last week. Remember Detroit and that was our big pick in Colorado. There's our.
You got to stick with you got to stick with Colorado until you can't, right?
Well,
I mean,
Colorado is playing Kansas in the I don't know, but to see the team total is so low. I mean, I tried to get teams less than 4 touchdowns because I figured you can at least score 4 touchdowns. Now, first of all, let's get Michigan State, Kathy, off the snide. This is a money game, guys. If you bet over team totals in Vegas of 4.5 wins, they got 4 wins. They're playing a banged-up Purdue team. National TV tonight. Michigan State, Kathy, if they can't score 28 against Purdue, then you might as well call it a season.
So what are you taking there? Are you taking the over, or are you taking what?
Well, I'm not touching it. But bottom line is, if Michigan State, this is their money game. If they win this one, then you win your bet in Vegas. If you took over 4.5, and Purdue's banged up, they just played Penn State and Ohio State, and if they and Michigan State runs the ball, they should run it down their throat. So I would take the over 28 points team total.
Right.
I think there's better bets, but that's about Michigan State, Kathy. This is your game to get over 4.5 wins. Let's try college first. I already put this in, not knowing what the weather was. I put this in on Tuesday when I was up at the Turning Stone. I had to collect my bets for Monday, so I went to Yellow Brick on Tuesday morning to collect them. Indiana's playing Ohio State, the big game for Indiana. Their team total is only 19. At least it was on Tuesday. Not knowing the weather, and if they can't score 20 points, they're not winning this game against Ohio State. I already took over 19. If you can get 19, you know how Indiana's 9-1 against the spread and 9-1 against team totals over. So, that's who I would take.
All right.
Brigham Young is playing for their playoff lives. They're playing at Arizona State. Their team total is only 22. I'm trying to stay away from bad weather situations. Take over BYU team total 22 points. The only San Jose State's playing tonight against UNLV. They're the 5th best passing team in the country. They got the best wide receiver in the country. Their over-under is only 24. Playing UNLV, take the over 24. And the only one I'm taking in bad weather, Minnesota Gophers playing Penn State. Their team total is only 16.5. If they can't get 17 at home on national TV, I'm going to take the over 16.5.
Okay.
Pros, got to go with Detroit, guys. We've been riding this thing. Last week, the lock of the day, they scored 52 points. They're playing in perfect weather. They're playing the Colts. It's going to be a dome or sun's out. Once again, 28.5, 28. They're the best offensive team in the league. Why? Because they can run the ball, so you can't play safeties deep. You bring in 10 men up on the line to stop the run. They got the ability to throw the ball. If they can't get 28 points against the Colts, I'd be totally surprised.
All right.
My Dolphins, we won with the Dolphins last week. I said they can't score these 25 against the Raiders, then they'll pack it in. They're playing New England once again. The line's only about 25 for a team total. If they can't score at least 27, then forget it, And then the final one.
So you take the over there.
Take the over on that. Now, the final one is Kansas City.
All right.
They haven't blown out nobody. The offense We actually had Buffalo over team total last week. They're playing North Carolina, a weak sister. If they don't go down there and try to get their offense straight, every week, the block field goal against Denver the week before, overtime against Tampa, they're only, the over-under 41 for the whole game. Their team total's 24 to half, 25. They can't get 4 touchdowns against Carolina.
I don't know. I think the Chiefs are in trouble. I think they are. I think the cork has been pulled out and the water is draining. You know that saying.
If they can't score 20
something like that.
Carolina, then
I'm thinking though. I got to tell you, I think they lose again this week.
Oh, to Carolina?
I do.
Well, they're the only team in the league worse than the Giants. Are you sure about that?
They're in trouble. Did you see Pittsburgh losing last night?
No, but that's a division rivalry.
It is. I get it.
All right. And let me say this, though. Kansas City coming off a loss, I wouldn't be surprised if they ran up the score early, like you're 17-3 in the end of the first quarter or something.
Well, we'll see.
I expect them to respond.
Okay.
And one note on the Lions there. Well, actually, it's more on the Colts. Keep in mind, if I'm not mistaken, Anthony Richardson had the two touchdown drives in the second half. They may have both been in the fourth quarter, but to overcome the Jets last week, peaks and valleys a lot, especially for young quarterbacks in the NFL. I expect them to hit quite a valley. So I don't know what Detroit's going to put up, but I expect it to be very low scoring on the Colts end.
All right, Scott. Thank you, man.
Also, guys, real quick, money game tomorrow with Syracuse. The team total, guys, and of course, there might be somebody that invested it. I don't know who. Was 7.5 at the beginning of the season. So this is the money game for Syracuse, 8.
Okay.
And who knows? Waterfront Grill might be on the mind.
We're gonna get down and see Rocky down at the waterfront. Love it.
See Rocky.
All right, good stuff. Thank you, Scott.
Good stuff, guys.
Have a great day.
Jeff, nice seeing you, hear you again, and good luck, buddy.
Thank you very much, and great job today. That was, the first joke
knocked it.
Topped everything you've ever done before, and then it just was all.
You're an enabler.
It was all flowers from there.
You are an enabler. All right, thank you, Scott. You have a great day. Thank you, man.
Bye.
All right.
I like Scott. He's a really good guy.
Got a break, though. Coming up, Paul Buckley, there's another movie. I can't wait to tell him Willie Waffle did a review of the Christmas letter. And I can't wait to tell him what his review was. Paul is coming in, and there's a new movie that is going to be premiering that was also filmed here in Utica. It is all coming up in just a bit. Hold on tight.
This station is brought to you by Tallman's Tire, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Mattress Express's Thanksgiving annual sale is on from 5 to 11 p.m., all staff working voluntarily. 5 years to pay no money down for qualified buyers or no credit check payment plans. Listen to these deals one night only. Buy a Queen Sealy mattress, $9.99, get a $500 prepaid Visa card. A Queen Smart Bed by Instant Comfort, where you can make each side soft and firm, $34.99, a $1,000 prepaid Visa card. No credit check payment plans and cash for the holidays. A Sealy Queen mattress with adjustable base, $19.99, get a $1,000 prepaid Visa card. How about this? A Queen Flex headbed, adjustable base and mattress, $24.99, get a $1,000 prepaid Visa card. Tempur-Pedic King and Queen sets, a $300 prepaid Visa card. Deals, deals, deals. Thanksgiving night, 5 p.m. to 11. Go to mattressexpressny.com. Again, all staff working voluntarily. Come safe.
Choosing the right candidates for any office can be difficult.
My office has lots of drama.
My office has its ups and downs.
I share my office. But no matter what kind of office you have, one thing's for certain. If you're hiring, you need ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology finds the most qualified candidates for your roles fast, and you can invite your top choices to apply. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So, for any kind of office,
I'm really going places in my office.
My office has everything you could ever want.
Count on ZipRecruiter to find the right candidates for it. Try ZipRecruiter for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The Potting Shed Antiques in Whitesboro is buying silver, gold, gold-filled, vintage costume, estate jewelry, and U.S. and Canadian coins. They've been your hometown buyer for the past 52 years. While other gold and silver buyers claim to offer the highest prices, the Potting Shed Antiques actually delivers. Let Don Hartman take a look at your individual pieces or your entire collection. The Potting Shed Antiques, open Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Please call ahead for an appointment. Visit thepottingshedsantique.com.
This Thanksgiving, don't let the turkey slow you down. Hi, everyone. This is Lisa from Fit Body Boot Camp. Stay active and feel great this holiday season with me and my team of personal trainers at Fit Body Boot Camp. Whether you're looking to burn off those extra mashed potatoes or start your day with energy, Fit Body Boot Camp has the classes and equipment you need. Just give us a call. You don't want to miss these end-of-the-year specials to help you finish out the year strong. Come see us at Fit Body Boot Camp, located in Whitesboro and Clinton.
Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, your trusted tire experts. Throughout the entire month of November, take $100 off instantly on any 4 installed Bridgestone or Firestone tires, including popular winter tires like the Firestone Winter Force and the Bridgestone Blizzak. Whether you're in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, or Herkimer, their team of professionals is ready to serve you. Schedule your appointment today online at tallmanstire.com. Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Get the best tires for your vehicle at unbeatable prices guaranteed.
Choosing the right candidates for any office can be difficult.
My office has lots of drama.
I share my office. But no matter what kind of office you have, if you're hiring, you need ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology finds the most qualified candidates for your roles fast. So, for any kind of office,
I'm really going places in my office.
count on ZipRecruiter to find the right candidates for it. Try ZipRecruiter for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
The official coffee of this radio program is Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. Chuck has a bunch of good, really cool things going on right now. Snowflake rolls, they are melt in your mouth, delicious, perfect for Thanksgiving dinner. We bring them. I tell my mother I made them and baked them myself. And no, I don't really. But they'll melt in your mouth. They're so very good. And you got to order them in advance, by the dozen. They'll be ready either the day before Thanksgiving or Thanksgiving morning. And you pick them up at Daylight Donuts. There you go. You can also try their avocado toast. It's on French peasant bread from Heidelberg. Ooh. And then, of course, the coffee is Seattle's best. You're in, you're out, you're on your way. The drive-thru is lightning fast. Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, all. In studio here this morning is Paul Buckley, the film czar. And from Munson is Bob Morris. Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you for coming in here.
Thanks for having us, Billy.
Paul, this morning, our movie reviewer.
Well, we got another movie, a homemade movie.
Hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm in the middle of something.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, you're the film czar, not the movie reviewer.
Yeah.
Oh, we're talking about another guy.
I was in mid-sentence. Our movie reviewer reviewed A Christmas Letter. He reviewed 3 movies. He reviewed Wicked.
Who is this gentleman?
Willie Waffle. Willie Waffle. He's been with me for 20 years.
I know where we are.
Anyway, listen. He gave 3.5 to the Gladiator movie. 3.5 waffles. His last name really is Waffle. He reviewed Wicked and gave it 3 waffles. Said actually Ariana Grande ran away with it.
Can I ask you a question?
Not yet. And then he reviewed
the
Christmas Letter. And he started by saying what I've said all along. This ain't winning an Oscar, but you wouldn't expect that. But I was really surprised. He gave it 2.5 waffles.
Wow.
So he said it was what it was. It was what it was. It is what it is. And you can get it on.
So that happened.
What's that?
So that happened.
Yeah. It is. You can get it on Apple TV. You can get it on Amazon Prime, all those places.
I have a question.
Yeah. Okay.
What is it? Is this on a scale of 10 waffles?
No, 4.
4.
4 is the
really?
max. 2.5 out of 4.
That's pretty good.
He can do 5.
Oh, he
Normally,
does do 5.
he's done 5 before.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Gotta be
That's
really
not
good
bad.
to get that 5th waffle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, had he been at the Stanley the night of the showing, he would have given it 10 waffles.
It would have been even more. Well,
Yes.
he said the best scene in the movie, I thought this was interesting,
Yeah.
was at Gerber's. It was an Irish guy drinking. And
I've seen that.
with the skid-proof underwear.
oh, Lordy. All right. Why are you here? Here we go.
We have a movie. It's called Benji's Hour. It was made here a couple summers back.
I remember that.
Gabriel Kahane was the producer, director, writer, and he starred in it. And it was in town here, and it was wonderful. I mean, it's a beautiful-looking movie. And when I first saw it, he sent me a copy of it. I called the cinematographer and told him what a beautiful thing it was. And it is lovely. And there's some scenes that they're all. This movie compared to the Christmas letter. This is all you, as Bob said, it's all Utica. He'll tell you about it. He saw it too. Yeah. And it's all Utica. So if you want to see, and Utica, I go to my grave saying this, Utica looks great on camera. On
It
lens.
does.
It's wonderful.
And I want to ask Bob, I'll ask Bob this. Sure. Is it all Utica to a fault? Because there have been some movies where we go overboard and
I don't think so. I think it looks very natural. I think it's
got to be natural. It's
Utica all day long on screen. Maybe a little bit of Clinton too, but it works for the film. And you're going to recognize every location, but you're not going to feel like you're out of place.
Okay, I like it. How do you rate this movie?
I liked the movie. I think it looks really good. Like Paul said, it's shot beautifully. It's a nice story. Some of the performances are a real knockout. There's a woman in it who's done some real. She's a great character actor. She's been on Orange Is the New Black and shows like that, and she's really good. She holds up her part very well.
All right. What part did she play in Orange Is the New Black?
She's one of the guards.
Oh, one of the guards. Okay, that was a good show.
Yeah.
And remind us again, Benji's Hour. What's the story here? And was it inspired locally? Was it written?
No.
Why Utica is my question.
Because he's a former Hamilton College student, and he loved the area when he was here. And so he calls me up, comes up, we do some locations. And I just have to reiterate every time I talk about Utica, is the people in Utica, when I went to get, we're scouting locations.
They're always in character.
No. I can't even finish. Can we use your location? Yes. I can't even finish a sentence.
This is the problem. This is the beauty of doing a movie here. If you were to do that in L.A. or New York or any major city, he couldn't get it done. He would struggle. But here, he can get so much free here because everybody's willing to help.
Sure. That's the beauty of it.
And I'll bet you, if you need an apartment building in New York City or in L.A., you're going to pay for it. That you need an apartment building here, they'll kick people right out. They're going to kick people out. They're going to get it for free.
There's a ton of red tape too when you go to these other cities.
Yeah, this is easy.
In Utica, we open up the door, so it's wonderful.
You may be onto something here.
This also had something to do with what either Hochul or Cuomo had made this like a hub for editing and things like that. Or New York State.
We have tax credits.
Okay,
because the Stanley Theater is an accredited.
Let's just say
stage.
ours is much more successful than Syracuse's.
Yeah.
Because they tried. They took a shot and failed, and we're actually getting stuff done here.
Well, they have American High still up there. They're making movies there, but the soundstage there, I have no idea what's going on in Syracuse. The soundstage here in Utica is unbelievable. In the Christmas letter, they built a boat right there on the stage and green screened it, and it's just amazing. So
didn't they
that's
do
the attraction?
They did one scene that was, what was the scene?
Tennis.
The tennis scene was done on the stage of the Stanley.
No, it wasn't. It was done up at the old Par Technology. I don't know what it's called now, but there's a tennis club up there. Where where the old Par Technology is in Hartford.
It used to be.
I don't know. You're contrasting with the mayor. The mayor told us it was on the stage.
Your boss said they did it on the Stanley Theater. Mayor Galimi said that on Tuesday, Paul.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, well, then I guess if Mayor Galimi said it, it's rule.
He also said Katie Ayala lives in Herkimer. So, I mean, I think
she was not in the movie.
Okay, so it is not on the stage.
It was Paragon.
Yep. Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes.
Because I was like, how did they pull that off? You're doing tennis.
Movie magic.
That would be real magic, though. That stage isn't that big.
Yeah. We had a good show up for that.
I guess.
A lot of extras for that scene. And
all right, so Benji's
Hour.
I want to know this. It has nothing to do with the dog.
No. That's the kid's name.
That's the confusing part for me.
This guy wrote it. He started writing it on riding the subways in New York, and it's a coming of age film about a kid who's got a lot of troubles in his life.
Okay.
And some of the people he meets, you know more about it than I do.
No, you saw the movie.
I only saw it once. You made it.
Well, yeah, I was there. I lived it. I lived it. Painfully lived it.
You were a big part of this movie.
Which one?
This Benji's movie.
Yeah, and the Christmas letter. I was there every day, and and it was fun. I got to meet a lot of nice people. And what's great about Gabriel Kahane, he surrounded himself just like the other people, like Tori did. You surround yourself with brilliant people, brilliant talent, and makes you look even better.
Yeah.
And this crew, there's a scene in this movie. They needed a police station, and they used the basement of City Hall. And if you've ever seen the basement of City Hall, it was like just full of everything. Well, they made it look like you can't tell it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Olga Turka is the art director, and she did the scene. It blew me away when I saw it.
There are a few scenes in that I remember in the Christmas letter where you could tell they were utilizing something, whether it's Fort Schuyler or whatever. And it really, if you didn't know it was Fort Schuyler, you would have completely thought that's where they were.
When they open
I
up,
can't remember exactly what it was.
When they open up with the guy at his desk writing his letter from over in England.
Yes.
That's upstairs. That's the second floor of
Yes,
the
I
Fort
recognized
Schuyler.
it.
Yeah.
I've taped up there.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So it's like Bob said, it's movie magic, and it's amazing. So everything in Utica looks beautiful on camera. That's all I can say.
It really does. Yeah.
All right, where can people see this movie, and will it stream?
This is where.
Well,
I don't know
first
about
we're
that.
having the premiere here locally. We're going to show
Yeah.
this as part of our Munson Film Series on December 4th and 6th. It'll be our regular screening of the week on Wednesday and Friday at 2 o'clock and 7:30.
Okay.
Both days. And the director, writer, producer there, Gabriel, will be here, as will some of the other creative members of the team and some of the cast. So he'll be there to talk a little bit about the film as well.
All right.
But there are so many people who are involved in this movie that I can't imagine that it's not going to be packed every time.
Yeah. A lot of local people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
locations and extras.
And you like the acting in this movie?
It's very
I
good.
do, yes.
Yeah. All right. They all act better than Chevy Chase, you think?
Oh my
I
goodness.
think so, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Please. Yeah.
Lordy.
Last time I was in here, Chevy called in. Remember?
Oh yes, that is true.
And he called me for a ticket too. But there's one particular scene I love. It's up by Utica College. Joey Johnson got me the house, and they have it's a night scene. It's like a dream scene, and they've made a bedroom in the backyard. And I walked up on the set, and it looked surreal. And then to see it on camera, it's incredible.
It looked like a real bedroom.
Well, but it looked like a dream. I mean,
I see. Okay.
And it was just amazing. I was totally blown away by the talent on behind the camera. It was just amazing.
All right,
and you'll see it, and it's worth it. It's worth it.
As long as we have you here, Bob. Other part of your film series, what do you have coming up?
Oh my
down the
gosh,
road?
we got so much going on at Munson. Absolutely.
The nice thing about Munson is you'll get movies that you only get in the bigger cities.
Yeah.
You show movies that don't make it to the
That's our
theaters.
mission right there, is to show the movies that you can't see in the bigger spots. The multiplex. So this upcoming December, we've got some great films coming in, especially ones that are looking at Oscar contention. One called Honora, which has a really terrific performance by Mikey Madison, and Conclave, the film set at the Vatican with Ray Fiennes. Those are all coming up soon. Those are going to be great.
That one looks really good.
Those are coming in December.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and we've got so much holiday stuff happening at Munson. You just got to check out our website.
Well, Munson's one of those great places where it's all decorated beautifully for the holidays.
Getting there, yeah,
so.
we're ready.
When is John Waters coming?
And
John Waters is coming in April.
And an amazing place for lunch.
Yeah,
the lunch. Pat O'Connor does it. A
real
great
jewel.
job over there.
Real jewel.
But they're featuring John Waters.
As an offshoot of our film series, we're bringing in director John Waters for a live in-person.
Wow, that's cool.
Have you ever seen some of his films?
That's really huge.
That's going to be great. We're really excited about having it. It's selling really well, so get tickets.
All right. Good stuff. Gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you
and
for
you
having
too,
us.
Paul.
Come see the movie to see that.
Why do I come here for this abuse? I get
There's
it
a
at home.
Blink and you miss it Paul Buckley cameo in the movie too.
Oh yeah.
Nice. I think that's part of every film contract.
You won't recognize me.
Somebody's asking. This is Mike. I think the new
What, do you
season
get
of
your clothes on?
Severance that has Union Station in it is coming up, right?
Yeah, it's starting in January.
Yep, that'll be happening.
That was with Ben Stiller.
And ask Buck if the main actor on the Christmas letter is sending him a Christmas card. Did you get
Probably
anything?
not. Probably not.
All right.
No, I'm not.
But they really like the experience that they had here.
Someone they know something that nobody. Yep. Who's the caller?
Mike.
Oh, Mike Cunningham. But I don't even know. I won't be getting a letter from him.
All
No.
right, just checking. All right,
Thanks,
thank
Bill.
you.
Thank you, William. Always a pleasure seeing you.
Oh, so there was
Thank
a little.
Oh, that's
Come
why,
on, tell
that's
that
why I got
story.
cut from the credits.
You
Can
didn't
you tell this story?
All right,
No.
Why?
you got to tell this story.
Why?
Nobody's listening. We've been off the air for
Oh.
2.5 hours.
Oh,
Come on.
Are we?
I'm kidding.
We're on
I'm
the
kidding.
air.
We're on the air.
The little red light there.
I'm not talking about this on the air.
So the two.
Come on, Bob.
There may have been a
Open up.
conflict between two personalities.
Possibly.
Okay.
Quite
you
possibly.
were you did leak something out.
I may have overcharmed him. Let me just put it that way.
Oh, that's a way to say it.
You were cut from the credits.
Yeah, like I said, I overcharmed him.
I am watching. I was going to ask you about this. I'm looking and looking,
And the credits are longer than the movie.
The credits are long, and you weren't there. And I'm
I know,
thinking, what
I know.
happened? What happened?
I don't know. I can't possibly imagine what happened.
Did it ever get down? I'm gonna just.
It was never discussed, but I mean, when I
never had
well,
words.
here's
with
my
each
thought.
other.
No. Here's my thought. I videoed all the main characters and I put it together for the City Limits show. And his interview, I didn't like it. It didn't, he was very, very chunky, very fragmented. And I said, well, and it didn't look good. All the other people came to my studio and I put it up against a white wall. It looked really nice.
Yeah.
This was done in one of the apartments above Gerber's. I didn't like it, so I didn't put it in.
It didn't fit.
I cut it. So he may have seen that and got pissed off. I don't know, but that's my take on it. Because he and I, we hardly had words on the whole set. So.
Anyway, check out Munson.art for all of our great holiday events coming up.
That was good.
Yeah,
Good move.
Yeah,
Bob.
you dropped. Yeah, whatever.
Good move. So that is why the question was asked.
Well,
are you getting a Christmas card from?
No, I'm not. Tell them how to get tickets for the
everything for the film,
Go
for
to the
everything.
website.
Munson.art. Call us. Stop in 797-0055.
All right. Thank you.
Sleep with one eye, Bill. Open.
Too charming as always.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm glad you
Gentlemen,
noticed.
Buckley.
Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you very much. If I don't,
got a break.
I want to say have a great Thanksgiving.
Okay, you do the same. Thank you. Got a break. Hold tight.
Are you sick of being just a number or doing a mindless job? Become a craftsman in a trade. Become an IBEW electrician. The IBEW and the Electrician Training Alliance will give you all the tools necessary at their state-of-the-art training facility. Earn as you learn. Paid training while you get your certification. What are you waiting for? Become an IBEW Local 43 electrician. Call or go online today to learn more. Find your career at IBEW and let the Electrician Training Alliance light up your future.
Lindsey Sterling live, the Snow Waltz Tour. Tomorrow, the Stanley Theater. Celebrate the holiday spirit with an electrifying and visually stunning show. Tickets and VIP packages on sale now at Ticketmaster.com and thestanley.org. Spend the holidays with internationally renowned violinist, dancer, artist, Lindsey Sterling. SLPconcerts.net.
Let's face it, no one looks forward to hiring contractors to work on their home. The mess, the hassle, the back and forth, but it's all part of the process, right? Wrong.
Scott and Jill here at New York Sash, where we give you the smoothest, the cleanest, the most painless window, siding, bath, or door renovations in Central New York. We call it our worry-free remodeling.
We understand the dread usually associated with home remodels, over-budget products, behind-schedule installations, outside financing hiccups, and we say, no way.
Instead, we're a full-service remodeler to make your project that much easier. We handle everything from initial design to financing, and we never outsource our installations with subcontractors. We use only full-time New York Sash employees. We even have our own service department to stand behind our warranties.
Home remodeling doesn't have to be a stressful experience. At New York Sash, it's anything but. For windows, siding, baths, or doors, call New York Sash at 624-7344 or online at newyorksash.com.
Black Friday is on at Mattress Express. Take 5 years to pay with no money down for qualified buyers. Save up to $1,000 on select Purple sets, $500 on Tempur-Pedic, $400 on Sealy, and $1,350 on Puffy. Shop nowhere else.
This holiday season, Capital One reminds you to give yourself the gift of 1.5% cash back with the Capital One Quicksilver Card.
Can I earn 1.5% cash back on birds?
Birds?
What if you sent your true love 2 turtle doves plus a partridge in a pear tree?
Sure, but why would anyone want that?
The song was very convincing.
Earn 1.5% cash back on all your holiday purchases with the Capital One Quicksilver Card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Oh, you've seen these before. Would you rather be nearsighted or shovel snow? Next one. Would you rather pay less in taxes today or pay less taxes in the future? Lee Baldwin and Company can't help you with eyeglasses, but they can help you find the do's and don'ts of IRA and Roth investing and what a conversion can do for you. Lee Baldwin and Company. Find your investment answers at investtoday.com. Member FINRA SIPC.
Choosing the right candidates for any office can be difficult.
My office has lots of drama.
My office has its ups and downs.
I share my office.
But no matter what kind of office you have, one thing's for certain. If you're hiring, you need ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology finds the most qualified candidates for your roles fast, and you can invite your top choices to apply. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So, for any kind of office,
I'm really going places in my office.
My office has everything you could ever want.
count on ZipRecruiter to find the right candidates for it. Try ZipRecruiter for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Something magical happens when you unbox the best of British TV with BritBox. Stream acclaimed series starring Olivia Colman, Idris Elba, Sophie Turner, Matthew McFadden, and more of Britain's brightest talent. See what's inside, discover something remarkable, and uncover what perhaps you were looking for all along. Unbox BritBox and stream the best of British TV. Start your free trial at BritBox.com.
This station is brought to you by Tallman's Tire, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
I believe that was the sound of Paul Buckley leaving the building.
I believe it was. I believe it was.
Every time I think that I'm the only one who's lonely, someone calls on me. And every now and then I spend my time at climbing through some crystals falsely.
And then along came Manasi. Enough of that. Jeff Manasky filling in for Andrew here this morning. And let's see, Mike. I was nervous when Jeff said he had a big announcement. I feared he was quitting FedEx and joining River Hills so we could send out endless emails and letters to people. Come on in. Do you get Andrew's
I do not.
letters? Yeah.
I warned him a long time ago when we lived together. I
Don't
said,
put me on the list.
You want to be evicted from the home?
I have a room in my house. I call it the Andrew room. It's wallpapered with all of Andrew's.
I will tell you something.
No, not true.
That I do have that he doesn't even know I have.
By the way, he pays for he's committed. Like he does so much more than your average, and I think that's the River Hills concept. So much more than your average real estate person.
Yeah.
He's investing in his own career, and good for him on that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have Andrew's first. There's a joke about the house, by the way. My grandfather built the house that I live in. So I'm not
at one point, didn't you guys live together? You and Andrew lived together. Yeah.
So I was told, he would always be like, hey, this is a great house. You want to put it on? I'm like, I'm never selling this house. My mother wouldn't let me, and on and on.
Yes.
But anyway, the point being, his first round of photos that go on the little sign that you put outside the house.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
I have a couple of those signs.
His picture.
Still. His picture on the signs, and he was getting a refreshed photo and new signs. So he said, I'm going to toss these ones. And I said,
and you saved them.
And I grabbed a couple of them. Yeah. So he doesn't even know I have them.
And they'll come back to haunt him at some point.
I hope so.
Yesterday we learned, or earlier this week we learned, there's a new documentary that is coming out, and it is Girls Gone Wild.
Oh, I saw this.
Yeah.
When I was a teenager, they had a documentary on this too.
Well, this is a whole story about the explosion of Girls Gone Wild and how it actually came back there. There's a lot of this where many girls would go off to spring break or whatever. They're 19, 18, some cases 16, 17.
Oh, boy. That's
Underage.
That's trouble.
Drinking, showing, taping, and then the family finds out. Turned really, really bad. Or they're trying to get a job or get into college. It was very difficult. So we learned, and I thought this was an interesting tie-in from up front, the front office here at Town Square Media. Bill Bartlett is with us right now. William, Bill, good morning.
Me on, yeah.
So we learned, correct this, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I think I'm right. You were one of the salespeople
Yes.
Who took orders selling.
That is correct. In addition to a number of other things, I worked for a company that took orders for a lot of the things you see on infomercials at night at like 3 in the morning. So whenever they'd say operators were standing by, it was
you
me.
were standing by.
I was standing by, me and about 300 other people in a big room. And so between like 2000 and 2003, I took at 3 in the morning, we'd get a lot of calls for Girls Gone Wild, a lot of other things. There was herbal Viagra calls. We got calls for stuff like that as well. But Girls Gone Wild was very popular in that period of time with a very particular, older man who didn't.
I was going to ask you, so whose profile? Give us the profile.
Well, working third shift at a call center like this, you got a lot of older folks, just people who are watching TV late at night and they see these things and they call in. So we got a lot of older gentlemen who just didn't understand the internet at the time. It was a little harder to get on the internet back then, no pun intended. And so if they wanted to get their wild girls, they had to call an 800 number. And so that was me.
And then, by the way, and then wait for the DVD to show up. Yeah. I mean, it was.
And honestly, that's where it was. Yes, the other end with the girls. It's very dark. And that documentary is probably going to be very interesting.
And you had nothing to do with that.
Nothing to do with that. But what we did was when these folks called to order their DVD or VHS, they didn't realize they were getting signed into an enrollment program.
Oh my God.
It was like Columbia Music House only for Girls Gone Wild.
This is like the digital, you check this box because you read the terms of service.
Yes.
But this was before the internet and those digital terms of service.
We had very long page of green text that we had to read. And if you read it all, the folks who wanted their girls, they weren't listening.
They didn't care.
They didn't care.
They don't care.
So you get to the end and you go, is that okay? And they're like, yeah, sure. Yeah, great.
Send the DVD.
Yep. Yeah, because otherwise you're not getting it and they want it.
Right. So the other type of calls we got were from folks who were calling to try and cancel the Girls Gone Wild, which my company didn't handle. We purely handled the orders.
Where was the company? Where were you?
So the company I worked for was called West Corporation. They were, I believe, located in Omaha, but I was working out of Erie, Pennsylvania. They had call centers around the country.
So I got to tell you, call centers are. We had what was the company that was here? In the Boston store building. My son out of college was having a difficult time finding the right job, and I said, I'm telling you, I did an interview with them over at the Boston store, and they're hiring. They'll hire you tomorrow. And they hired him. Now, that was different because you probably got some of the negative people angry because they've been
100%,
they subscribed. And they were doing cell phone customer service over here.
Right.
So he did 2 weeks there and came to me and said, I got a job. It's in Denver. I'm leaving. And that inspired him so much to get, because it's a tough job.
It's really difficult, especially at like a third shift job like that, where
yelled at.
You've got conversions that you've got to keep up, and a lot of prank calls and a lot of hang-ups, especially, and ladies working at third shift, they're getting a lot of perverts, especially if they're taking orders for Girls Gone Wild.
Girls Gone Wild.
So third shift was a little crazy in that regard. But yeah, it's grueling working in a place like that. You're getting you're taking 300 calls a night, and it's Girls Gone Wild and everything under the sun that you can imagine off of the television at 2 in the morning. So
so when they say operators are standing by,
oh Oh, yeah.
I do like it when there's a countdown and they're like, the next 20 calls will receive. And I always just wanted to get like 50 people there to call and order. Because there's
you'd be
thousands of
the number of folks who'd call in and go, did I make it?
Did I make it?
Did I cut it?
Yeah.
Did I get the cutoff? Am I getting the deal? And they're yep, you're getting the
You-
deal.
You just made it.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%.
That's all crap.
Yeah.
Well, no, I
It
always
was the
thought they would
APEC building.
APEC.
Thank you.
They would say, and you even hear this in commercials now, the first 200 calls get while supplies last. So I thought even if you were the fourth caller, they would go, well, we've run out of stock on that.
You only
it was
have
just
to-
something to lure you in.
Oh, no.
But you would call and they would give you that,
yeah.
so you would feel like a winner.
You're getting it
And
anyway.
then-
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Because
I
think
look at-
about it. They're placing these commercials all over the country to run at random times.
Right.
It would be impossible to be like, all right, we just started the timer.
Yes. No, I
mean, it just, you got somebody up on Smith Hill
So-
hitting it, and they don't even hit it. It's all automated anyways.
But I always thought it was the opposite way, where they would say, the first 200 people get this, and it's a prize that is worth you calling in. But when you call in, even if you're the first caller, they're going to say, sorry, we've already had 200 calls. So it was like a fake not a fake advertisement, but
it's like a
fake
fake
cookie.
Immediacy. It's a fake
dangle the
prize.
carrot.
What is real, though, is when you're watching QVC or one of those, they really are live. That is, and when you're watching those, they are very interesting, too, because they have an algorithm, everything. The minute something isn't selling, boom, they pull it and put something else in. It's really a brilliant mathematics accomplishment, what they do.
I think with the infomercials, and they just don't want somebody to say, oh, well, I guess I don't want to spend the money. They want to take your money. They want your credit card number.
Yeah, and my guess is if you called, what is the close rate on that? It's probably nearly 100%.
For certain products, absolutely. For some things, they're like, you get a lot of things where somebody will call in for like an exercise product or something like a Bowflex or something like that. I don't know how many people were actually buying those.
How did you know what they were calling for?
So the telephone numbers that they called in on would ring up to a list of like 5 to 8 different products.
Okay.
And so we had to ask them what they were calling for, but we only had a limited selection to see what they would be potentially calling for.
Wow.
So.
And the perverts calling up for Girls Gone Wild. These and now we find out that many of these girls were 16, 17 years old. Oh, boy. This is going to be an interesting documentary, though.
It sure will. Yeah.
All right, Bill, thank you for the insight into that world.
Thanks for having me on.
Very cool. Thank you so much. All right, Manasi, thank you for making your way in today. Nice
Well, thank
job.
you very much.
I think we've reached the end, or very close to it.
I will
and
just
then you
quickly
want to
mention
add your final closer.
On QVC, I would like to make a pitch for my my campaign. If you missed it, go back and rewatch the show on YouTube or catch a best of clip, and I'll follow up with you in the future because I'll probably be hiring you to run my campaign.
I'll do
or,
the commercials.
do my
I love
commercials.
it.
My commercials is what I mean.
I'm all about it. That's really good.
But on a serious note, being a foolish person, I actually fell for a scam on QVC. I'm sensing we don't have time to get into this, but it wasn't QVC. It was a fake QVC. It was Facebook ads. And my point being, I can't believe Facebook isn't able to crack down on these companies more.
I know.
I fell for it hook, line, and sinker. It was a deal too good to be true. And then the other thing, the other side of that coin
One
is...
of those deals right now is plug this unit into your wall and you'll save electric. So it's and Elon Musk is behind it, and there's some other home improvement people behind it. Turns out you plug these units in and your bill might very well go up.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it's a scam, and a lot of people are buying into it.
And the other thing is I always used to say, I can't believe people fall for some of these scams. And I fell for a different one where I got a phone number, and it was generated. The number was, and the guy even said to me, look on the back of your card. The number I'm calling from is on the back of your card. And sure enough, I did. And ultimately, he didn't get anything from me because some of the questions he was asking were just too intrusive. I'm like, there's no way you need to know, all this information from me.
Got to be careful today. They're really good.
They were calling me from the bank help number. It was coming up as a Utica number. I couldn't believe it.
They're really good at what they do. You adding something, Davey? You're good? Okay, I want to tell you about the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills. If you're in need of a new family doctor, they're accepting new patients right now. Call them today at 315-507-4751. The Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills. Dr. Shemileski, Dr. Zielinski. Dr. Zielinski was on military leave. He's a doctor in the U.S. Army doing his service. And he's back, and that means they're accepting new patients. It's the area's premier osteopathic clinic. Call today, the Falcon Clinic, 315-507-4731, and they are accepting new patients. And this weekend, it's the final few days, really the final few weeks right up into the holidays, of the All Seasons Outfitters closing for retirement sale. Now, save up to 75% off on everything. Every single thing must go. From camping and hunting and winter wear, work gear, you name it, it's on sale. Fixtures, even the office furniture, everything must go. Visit All Season Outfitters today or find them on Facebook or their website. allseasonsoutfitter.com is the website. All right, we have had a very interesting first snow event day today. Good times, right? There are some people reporting in. You know what you have, obviously, but if you're sitting in Marcy and we have a dusting and it's raining, and actually, is there any snow on the grass right now? Nothing.
Nothing here.
However, travel down Route 12, down to Bridgewater. Travel up Vickerman Hill near Richfield Springs. We're talking over a foot of snow they received. Chances are they're going to have a white Thanksgiving.
Better them than us.
Better them than us. We are sitting here with green grass out there, or brown at the very least. All right, Kilmeade is coming up after news, which is next on WIBX.
Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, your trusted tire experts. Throughout the entire month of November, take $100 off instantly on any 4 installed Bridgestone or Firestone tires, including popular winter tires like the Firestone Winter Force and the Bridgestone Blizzak. Whether you're in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, or Herkimer, their team of professionals is ready to serve you. Schedule your appointment today online at tallmanstire.com. Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Get the best tires for your vehicle at unbeatable prices guaranteed.
It's the official kickoff to Black Friday. The 2025 Seize the Deal golf cart is on sale now. Swing into golf savings at 15 of the area's top courses for $75 with the Town Square 2025 Seize the Deal golf cart. That's right, $75 gets you 15 rounds of golf. Some courses include Barker Brook Golf Club, Sleepy Hollow Golf Course, Shamrock Golf and Country Club, Delta Knolls Golf Center, and more. There are a limited number of cards available, so don't delay. Get your $75 Seize the Deal golf
From the stand.